Welcome to New York City, the UFC back in the Big Apple for its annual visit to Madison Square Garden. And yes, the wait is finally over. Jon Jones is back. He is healthy, and he is ready to defend his heavyweight title against Stipe Miocic, who has been waiting a long time for this fight. Here's a live look at the weigh-in stage. 26 fighters set to make their way to the scale. Stipe and Michael Chandler already ready to go, DC. They don't wait till the very end. They don't pull on curtains. They are ready to go. Some of the biggest
coming out the gate hot, Dan.
in the game
Wow.
will be here. Laura
Coming out the gate hot.
Dean Thomas back with us, and the double champ DC here as
you see, when you get to New York, I carried over a
It's
shoulder.
a little much.
Because one time I had two of them in this building. Two of them over my shoulder. Look,
You like this place, don't you?
What? This is one of my favorite places. I tell you one thing.
Never got a guitar, though.
Hey, really quick. So I was talking to a friend. We have a common friend that goes to school with our children. We're just having this random conversation. He asked the guy, do you work for the UFC? He goes, yeah, I love watching the weigh-in show. He goes, and when Dan Hellie does the list, I go, oh my God, Dan Hellie has a fan. He goes, and when Hellie does the list, he goes, oh, Dan, you got a fan, dog.
Come on, man.
Let's go, Dan. Dan, seriously,
It's too long for you guys to do it like this.
no, Dan, seriously. He goes, and when Dan does the list, he goes, I pause it. He goes, then I make my list to see if I'm in line with you guys. Dan, you got a fan.
Dan Hellie only got this job because John Gooden wasn't available.
I just did to you.
Crazy to think that
what
you
Jon
got this
Jones
job
did
because
to
Gooden
Stipe.
wasn't available.
Well, he's across the pond. He can't make the flight over here
It's
for
rough.
every U.S. show. You know?
Well,
Thank
Fitzgerald,
God.
too.
Thanks, John.
You
All right, let's take a look at the card. This is not the way I wanted to start the show. Early
But you took a
prelims
shot
on
at me.
ESPN Plus. You guys ready?
Let's go.
It's going to be a fun card. Women's flyweights, Veronica Hardy taking on Eduarda Moira could kick things off. Then it's a battle of the tri-state when Mickey Gall meets Ramez Brahimi. Heavyweights Marcin Tybura and Jonata Janice going at it. The prelims on ESPN Plus and ESPN News. And we have a slew of brand names in this one. It's Jim Miller taking on the Leech Damon Jackson. Long Island native Chris Weidman, a staple of the weigh-in show in his backyard, taking on Eric Anders. And Jonathan Martinez takes on Marcus McGee in the featured prelim. As for the main card on pay-per-view, Mauricio Rufy and Jaime Yantop opening things up. Then it's top 15 Brazilian flyweights, Viviana Araújo and Karine Silva. Rising superstar Bo Nickal facing his stiffest test yet in Paul Craig. And our co-main event going 5 rounds. It's the rematch, Charles Oliveira and Michael Chandler. 3 years after they faced each other for the vacant lightweight crown. And then the main event, Jon Jones defends his heavyweight title against Stipe Miocic. This has been over a year in the making. All right, let's bring in the voice of the UFC. Jon Anik is here with us. A busy fight week for you, my friend, here in the Big Apple. Jon Jones fighting here for the first time. And he grew up just 3 hours away. Kind of hard to believe. Has this been a different fight week for him?
No doubt about it. Always great to be with you guys and great to be here in New York City. The streets are dirty. Not from any New York Yankees championship parade, though. They haven't had one of those since 2009, Jimmy Stewart. You like that? Anyway, we're talking about Jon Jones. He has fought in Massachusetts, New Jersey, Connecticut, Maryland. Crazy to think he never has fought in New York State. That is not lost upon him. I'm very excited for this fight, and I think I can speak for Daniel Cormier when I say that we are more excited after sitting down with Stipe Miocic yesterday just to see his disposition, the place that he is in. He looks strong as an ox and shouldn't have plus 500 next to his name. But, yeah, excited to see Johnny Bones here in the world's most famous arena.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. Jon Jones right now, minus 625. I think it was up to 750 yesterday. Wow. These odds seem crazy for a GOAT versus GOAT matchup here. Does Stipe seem to be embracing this underdog role?
Yeah, I mean, he has said repeatedly that he thrives in these type of situations. You know, he was an underdog in at least one of the Daniel Cormier trilogy fights. I just feel like this layoff in some part was good for Stipe Miocic. Now, our fighter meeting was pretty revealing in terms of maybe his calendar and when he could have actually come back a couple of years ago. But I feel like Stipe is going to produce a pretty good version here. I expect him to perform well despite the fact that, you know, he's 42. I just think it's interesting when you look at Stipe's last 2 fights at the UFC Apex. The octagon was a different size. There was no crowd. I mean, there are some kids who showed up as matriculating freshmen, and they're graduating college, and Stipe hasn't fought in that time. So I think the layoff may be a factor, but he seems to be in fine fettle.
You like that word, fettle. You use that on your podcast, too. He's used that a couple times now. I like that.
Yeah, I actually am overusing it at this point in time.
Keep running with it, John. I love it.
Charles Oliveira, Michael Chandler. Obviously, this is a rematch between these two guys. You know what's interesting is I saw Chandler. I'm like, God, he looks so lean. But there's a reason he looks so lean, because the last year we've seen him at an entirely different weight.
Yeah, he was sort of talking about that in our fighter meeting, that a lot of people just haven't seen him on weight. I do believe, though, that he has lost a little bit of muscle mass, even if he does not want to verbalize that. But how about this Charles do Bronx Oliveira, right? I have said that it may be him and not Jon Jones or Chris Weidman that actually gets the loudest ovation here in New York City. Like, I want to get this dude's face tattooed on my body. He is the man. I'm excited to see what he can do. I'm not sure he deserves a distinction as a 3-1 favorite here. I think Chandler, even if he doesn't exercise more patience in this fight, deserves better than plus 280 or so. I really think Chandler's good, but Charles Oliveira is the man. He's a much different version, I think, of the one that fought Chandler and beat him back in 2021. I can't effing wait for this co-main event.
It's going to be so fun. And by the way, when you're offered a flight on a private jet from your hometown to the site of the event, I think you have to do it next time. You have to jump on with Chandler.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, it was a late invite, though, Hellcat.
Yeah, that is a good point.
So
He didn't have a bag.
Yeah.
We're not like you. Dan just goes to. Dan's always at an airport with an overnight bag.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what you
Sometimes
do.
sleeping in the airport.
Then you carry that overnight bag, don't you?
Have to. Always. You never know where you're going to be.
You never
Anik,
know where
thank
you're
you,
going
my
to get a private
friend.
jet invite.
I know you,
thank you, guys. Love you. See you soon.
I know you have some work to do. You guys were making some jokes before this about, Gooden. The only reason I'm doing the show is because of Gooden.
But you've done well.
The guys in the back of the truck, I mean, obviously they're feeding you all these lines, right? Because you don't think of anything original yourself.
Oh, well, that was I did get that fed to me.
Yeah.
I did get that fed to me
Right.
one time.
One time.
That's the first time. You know what's crazy? It's like you get fed
Hello.
lines.
There they are.
Hi, guys.
Oh, hey, guys, we can hear you.
Cody.
Oh,
and
yeah.
AJ.
So, hey, guys, hey, look, that's Mike with the red shirt. That's Zach with the white sweater. That's AG right there with the black hat. He's a terrible sports fan.
Did you see AG out here?
He was just cussing
He was
people out
yelling,
minutes ago.
yelling at everybody.
I could not believe it.
I want Daniel to tell the truth on whose story that was about the list at the top of the show.
That story was told for me last night at dinner by Zach.
Yeah,
that
he
happened
took my
to
story.
him, but that didn't happen to me. I just adopted
you
it.
just stole
I just
the
didn't
story?
know. I just didn't know he had the
Now I
ability
have
to
the
come
ability.
and defend himself.
Now I have the ability to call you guys out when you take my story.
Hey, you know what's kind of funny about
Hey,
Dan?
let's actually produce you. Let's talk about the main event. Laura, Dan, ask her a
thanks,
question
Zach.
about
Thanks,
Stipe
Zach.
and Jones, please. Let's get
Yes.
back to the
Let's
real
talk
stuff.
about
Here's Zach doing his job. We want to talk about the main event.
Yeah.
Let me tee you up first, and I'm really curious to get DC's take on this because I've kind of heard it.
Yeah,
I've heard his
course.
take most of the week on all the platforms, the multiple platforms that he's on. But I am just struck by how much Jon Jones is favored by right now. And it started at about minus 250. It was up to minus 750, now around 625, 650.
If I'm being, it seems incredibly heavy-handed to me, those odds do. Because when you look at the skill set that Stipe Miocic possesses, he could potentially give Jon some problems. The reality is we don't really know who Jon Jones is at this stage of his career as a heavyweight, right? Now, still some questions about Stipe, but all of the genetic gifts that Jon Jones had at light heavyweight are much less exaggerated at heavyweight. He's dealing with a big guy, the biggest opponent he has ever had, bigger than Alexander Gustafsson. Now, listen, it sounds like I'm crapping on Jon Jones. He is the GOAT. He's the GOAT, and I understand why he's favored in this fight, but those odds are wild to me, DC.
Can I say something to you? When you think about some of the guys that fought Jon at light heavyweight that were big,
Yeah.
that had size, and you go, I wonder if I match Stipe up with those guys, with Anthony Smith, or with Thiago Silva, or is it Alves?
Santos.
Thiago, yes, Dominic Reyes.
Hey, guys.
Most would expect.
Guys, this is Zach again.
Oh.
Can Dean talk in this show? Because I haven't heard
No,
from him yet.
I'm
it'd be
chilling,
nice
man.
if you guys would let Dean say one
I'm
thing
chilling,
in this
man.
show. I know
I'm good,
Weidman's
man.
not here, but Dean, let's go.
No,
Dean
That's not Weidman.
Dean
That's
looking
not
good.
this.
Dean looking good. But think about this, real quick, to my point. Would you favor Stipe Miocic to beat all those guys and not maybe finish them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jon didn't. Jon didn't. But we're talking like Stipe is an afterthought to Jon Jones.
He should
It's
not
nuts.
No, so I did the Matt Sarah podcast yesterday, and we were talking. He told me, he said he's been in the room with Stipe. He said he scrambles well. He's better than everybody thinks. He's actually picking Stipe to upset Jon
He's fast.
Jones.
He's faster than people think, too. Because Jon is fast, but not. Jon kicks really hard. He doesn't really punch hard. Like he punch. I mean, obviously you get punched by a 225-pound man, it's okay. But in terms of like,
it's the elbows, it's the sneaky stuff he does. It's not just raw power like what Stipe has.
With the elbows and everything, it's because you get close.
Yes.
And his arms are so long, he can't really box with you. So he's using it as a substitute, which is amazing.
Yeah.
But Miocic is live, and Miocic can shut your lights out. That's the difference.
He's added some good weight.
He's
15
huge, bro.
pounds
Here for
of
the
muscle.
official weigh-in
All right,
for
let's go to the
UFC
weigh-ins. Here we go.
309, Jones versus Miocic, and we begin with one half of the co-main event in the UFC lightweight division.
Miocic.
Number 7 ranked contender, former world title challenger,
Michael Chandler. So I remember when he was just coming out of college, he was hanging out with Tyron Woodley. They was coming down to Florida to train, and they stopped by my crib to borrow my car because they was both broke at the time, and I was big dogging at the time. And Tyron was telling me, he said, wait till you see this dude fight, man. He's going to be like the next, get this. They said he was going to be the next Tyson Griffin. And my mind has he exceeded that expectation.
He's ripped up right now, too.
Tyson.
Ripped up.
Back up for our heavyweight championship main event. He is the interim UFC heavyweight champion, Tom Aspinall.
We have a Tom Aspinall problem, Laura.
We absolutely have a Tom Aspinall problem. We got the interim heavyweight champion, and how often has this man's name been uttered over the last couple weeks? I mean, it was almost like he was a part of the press conference yesterday.
He should have. I would have literally insisted. I'd have been like, I want to be at the press conference. I want to be so present in this situation that there is no denying me with whoever wins. Could you imagine the first time a backup fighter?
He's too nice of a guy. He's too nice.
No, but what did Jon say? Tom's just an asshole. I mean, he's just been such an asshole.
He started off the nice guy, and that wasn't enough. And then he tried to be an asshole, and then Jon criticized him for it.
But he wasn't really an asshole.
Let's see what he weighs.
254.8.
He's in shape.
The official weight for Tom Aspinall.
And Tom Aspinall going to be joining us shortly right here on the weigh-in show.
But what a weird thing to weigh in as the backup fighter when everyone's kind of like, yeah, I don't know that either of them would necessarily
fight him.
They
won't.
I mean, they're not going to miss weight. But
Nobody's
if they got hurt or whatever.
65 pounds, Mauricio Rufy.
Hey, Mauricio Rufy, this dude right here is the real deal. I'm going to tell you one thing, man. Watching this dude in this UFC debut, I could not believe how easily he got through a very tough veteran.
Jamie Mullarkey.
He beat him from pillar to post. He has to...
164.4, the official weight for Mauricio.
So he's fighting at a catch weight, right? He's fighting at a catch weight. But, I mean, his ability was off the charts when I watched him make his UFC debut.
I just ran into him in the elevator, and apparently it was Jan Top that needed the catch weight. So he was a little annoyed.
We asked Jan Top about it in our fighter meeting, and he was just like, it's not good. It was the first time I've ever seen. The first time it's ever happened. He was like, it's not good.
Yeah,
he was honest. He goes, it's not good.
Eduardo Morat, now listen, she calls herself the female version of Jailton Almeida, a teammate of hers, and she may not look like she is that imposing of a figure, but she absolutely does fight in that manner. She's got a 90% finish rate, which for a woman of this size is absolutely insane. Now, she has had a couple of misses on the scale in her last couple of strawweight fights.
125.2, the official weight for Eduardo.
Moved up to flyweight. I think this is the weight class for her.
She was trying to fight at 15.
She was trying to fight at 15 and just was really, really struggling to do that consistently.
She doesn't look bad at 25.
She looks great. She looks great. She still looks very lean. So I think this is the weight class for her. She's going to do well.
Division live on pay-per-view, the number 11 ranked contender, Karine Killer Silva.
And speaking of very exciting female prospects, Karine Silva, I mean, she was on season 5 of Dana White's Contender Series, and since getting that contract has done nothing but impress. 4-0 in the UFC, 3 submissions, a 9-fight win streak with 8 finishes.
125.8, the official weight
125.8.
Silva.
So another woman that goes out there and finishes. And crazy enough, it was actually, she almost got killed in a motorcycle accident, and that is why she started MMA, because she gained weight and she needed to find a way to kind of get herself back in shape because she was bedridden for so long. It's a crazy story.
Well, I love her hair.
Oh, she's such a sweetheart. She's such a little ray of sunshine.
So United Knees, what an unfortunate situation that happened to him a few weeks ago in Edmonton. He was going to fight Derek Lewis for his biggest fight to date. That didn't happen, but only one thing can make up for that is fighting here at Madison Square Garden. hella kickboxing experience, 29 fights. He fought in Glory, Super Combat, but he also won the Tatnef Cup in 2021. That's a prestigious kickboxing tournament in Russia. This guy can put your lights out. He's put out 7 of his MMA opponents by knockout.
All right, next fighter to the scale this morning, oncoming force in the UFC bantamweight division and competing.
I'm Marcus McGee, fighting out at the MMA lab in Phoenix, Arizona. Daniel Cormier, where's the best chicken in New York?
I mean, shit, I'm looking for Marcus McGee. Marcus McGee, hey, let me tell you something, though. These brothers be trying to typecast us, gonna ask me about chicken. Why? Because I'm black? Marcus McGee asked me about chicken. Why you can't ask Laura about chicken?
You did have a whole video of you dancing with chicken.
I did something with chicken again yesterday. You know I like my chicken. Marcus McGee, I'm looking forward to, my brother. I wish I knew where it is. Hopefully he can help me.
But this is a great opportunity for him. He was surprised to get this matchup because he said he weighs, well, he was ranked number 42. And I told him, you know who else was 42? Jackie Robinson.
No.
Go out there and eat, boy. Go out there and do your thing.
Jackie Robinson.
This is a good opportunity for him. He expects to make the most of this and become a star. He's already got one thing down for being a star. He stood me up on a podcast earlier.
No, he did not say you.
Yeah, he
Big
did.
time
He
you?
big time.
How in the world you gonna big time you? I'm done with Marcus McGee. I'm done with him.
I'm going to give him another shot.
Can I give him? You want to give him a shot?
Give him another shot.
All right, we'll give him a shot. If you say I'm done with him, I'm done with him, D.
You know, wouldn't stand you up, Damon Jackson. Moved back to lightweight for the first time in a couple years, since 2018 to be exact. Says he plans on staying at 155 for the foreseeable future. Best part is he don't have to plan his entire camp around
55.2.
his diet.
155.2, the official weight for DJ Damon Jackson.
Lifting weights, training again like he was in college. Says he might be the next Jim Miller, which is ironic since he's fighting Jim Miller.
All right, next fighter to weigh in.
Wants to fight into his 40s now.
Bout live on pay-per-view in the middleweight division. 18-time UFC
Fighting
veteran
into your 40s?
Paul Bear Craig.
Paul Craig. That's what you say, Paul Craig. Paul Craig, listen. Biggest and toughest challenge Bo Nickal has ever seen. I mean, hands down. His ability to grapple, his ability to submit you off of his back is going to cause real issues for Bo Nickal.
186, the official weight
186
for
Paul. Because of his ability to grapple, Bo can't wrestle as freely as he normally does. We will learn a lot about Bo Nickal, and Paul has an opportunity to really reestablish himself this weekend in a big spot.
New York, Ramiz Brahimaj.
Ramiz Brahimaj. So he came into the fighter meeting the other day, and this young man grew up in New York. He is first generation Albanian, I think he said. He goes, him and his mom would walk past MSG and he would tell her, Mom, I'm going to go there one day.
That's awesome.
170.2. And he almost started to cry because he goes, I would tell her, we live 13 in an apartment. One day I'm going to go there to visit. He goes, now I'm getting the fight here. It's a very special moment.
I love stories.
The other half of our featured prelim in the bantamweight division, the number 13 ranked contender, Jonathan Martinez.
Here's the 30-year-old longtime member of the Factory X team, has moved on to train in Texas at the Ohana Academy and his own MTZ Fight Club. Has a lot of power. 2 of his last 3 wins have been by knockout.
135.8.
9 total knockouts as a pro. And this is a guy who spent a couple years just tearing it up from 21 to 23, won 6 in a row last time out. Lost to the great Jose Aldo, trying to get back on
All right,
track.
next fighter to the scale, the man many have come out to see.
I'm Chris Weidman, and I'm fighting out of Fort Mill, South Carolina. Dean Thomas, how do you feel about watching me fight this weekend? Are you rooting against me? Are you hoping that I get like severely injured? Because then you'll be able to keep my seat warm a little bit longer on the weigh-in show. I would just love to know your thought process right now.
I'm rooting for him.
What a gentleman.
Yeah, I'm rooting for Chris.
What a
Come on, man. How can you not root
Next
for
How can
fighter
you
Chris?
not? Yeah,
competing
exactly.
in
How
a
can you not ever
prelim
root
in the
for Chris?
lightweight division, he is David Onama.
My good buddy, David Onama, former teammate of mine back when we were in Kansas City. And guys, this kid is so incredibly talented. He's training now at Factory X. The first and only Ugandan in the UFC, 7 knockouts, 4 submissions in his career.
The official weight for David Onama.
This kid can absolutely crack. He's got a new opponent he's dealing with on just about 4 days' notice, but he said he upped the cardio this camp and ready to push that pace.
David Onama left, man.
He did?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's done.
Yeah.
He's done. Good job, though, Laura.
Yeah. I mean,
Shut it down.
You started really strong. Like fast, you started really
thank
strong,
you.
Laura.
Thank
For
you.
our female fans and fans with women in their lives, introducing Innovo, your pelvic floor training partner. Scan the QR code now or visit myinnovo.com to take advantage of our limited time 50% off offer and start regaining your pelvic floor strength confidence today. All right, Dua Lipa has this really
singer?
cool
Yes, I love her.
concoction that is either Coke or Diet Coke with pickle juice and jalapeno juice, and she kind of swears by it. So we've poured 3 already. Does this, RJ? Does this have the pickle and jalapeno juice in it?
Oh, it's got everything.
Oh, it does?
We're ready to rock. I'm going to show you how to make one for DC.
Oh,
We'll make
okay,
DC's
good.
nice and special.
All right.
This dude gonna end up. It's like that one time. Remember that one time they let you put mustard and everything in the drink? You went overboard, man.
Well, not the only.
He's so
Shots of,
disgusting.
like,
though.
They only gave me
mayonnaise.
three
Mayonnaise in
ingredients.
the drink, man. He's disgusting.
So pickle.
Oh wow.
So put a couple in there. Put a couple
Couple
pickles in
pickles?
there.
Yeah,
a couple
look at
in
it.
there.
Just your fingers all
finger
over the
first,
pickles.
right?
That's so disgusting.
Awesome.
Yeah, a little juice in
Little
there.
squeeze, little splash. Okay.
Jalapeno.
So some jalapeno,
Yes.
right? Some jalapeno. Do you want some?
Yeah,
some
just throw a
jalapeno
couple
juice?
in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
The juice is the
Juice.
important part.
Whoa!
Oh,
There we go, like that.
That's
Oh,
what
my God.
jalapenos do.
Oh my
spice.
God.
So I think you're gonna actually like this.
Now you're just sticking your hand in there, Dan.
Yeah,
That's so disgusting,
Your hands
dude.
have been Dan, Helly.
my hands are clean. We're not in COVID anymore.
Oh.
I doubt that, Playboy.
How many
Okay.
fingers have been in your drink now,
Whoa,
DC?
whoa.
Well, this is your drink.
No, it's not.
Laura, you're gonna drink some of that too. I ain't gonna drink that by myself.
Would you like a chaser?
Pour a little bit more Coke.
A little more Coke? Okay.
Yeah. There you go. That's good. That's good.
Oh, you still got to
You're gonna
experience.
drink out of the pitcher?
Give it a
Yeah,
little-
is that how we're doing this? Are we drinking out of the pitcher?
Okay.
Oh,
guys are-
this is already
There you
made.
I don't love the smell
That
of it.
shit stinks.
I don't love the
Oh,
smell
my
of
God.
it. Have you tried
What
it
the?
yet?
She's drinking this?
I'm taking a gulp.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. It's a lot like a Bloody Mary.
No, it
Well,
tastes like-
because of the
Yo.
spice,
I gotta be honest. This is not bad.
it's not terrible.
It's not bad.
It's actually not bad.
Doesn't it kind of Bloody Mary vibes?
It got a little punch in the back though.
Yeah.
It got one of them little gut
Jalapeno
punches out.
juice. Back of the
I think it's a jalapeno hit you in the back of the neck a little bit.
I think it needs to be cut with rum.
Well, that would make
You
it a
have-
lot
you have a
better.
little bit?
Cut it with some
But it
rum.
really
He
cuts
got
the
rum in the
sweet.
back.
Hey, why don't we add some beer? Let's put some beer in
Dean,
this.
You like? What do
We
you
got
think?
beers.
I mean,
got bigger-
it's all right to me. I mean, it ain't all. I wouldn't drink it. I wouldn't buy it. You know what I'm saying? But I'll
No,
drink it because
but
it's
I'm not
free.
like-
Then he gonna put a little. Oh, you don't drink
not
though.
wanting
do
to
you?
throw up right
Laura,
now.
you gonna put a little beer in yours?
Okay.
Let's see how that
You
goes.
trying to get me going early on
It
the
only
show?
takes like 2 for you, Laura. It don't take
Not
much.
much.
So like, come on.
You're putting it in there, or just separate?
Dealer's choice. So you can chase
just-
it, mix
I'll
it.
just-
All right, we have
Hands
about
up.
5 minutes
Chase
while
it.
we're passing out these beers until Tom Aspinall is going to join us. But obviously, Michael
Yo,
Chandler.
I think
back on
what
this.
makes it good is the pickle juice.
The pickle juice is what
Yeah.
has the dominating taste of the
Yes.
whole thing. It
Yeah,
really-
What if he put all the
Salty.
pickles in there? He didn't put more. He should have put more jalapenos
It's a
in
salty
there.
drink
While we're
like a
talking
Bloody
about
Mary.
this, let's take a look back at Michael Chandler and how he got here.
Okay.
Betting on yourself is silencing the doubt inside your head and also taking a chance, taking a risk. I'm not always winning, and I'm not always in great position, and I do take chances. But I think it just shows that when I'm in the competition, when I'm in the fire, that's when I'm at my best, and that's why I think people love to watch me fight.
I am the most entertaining lightweight on the planet, Michael Chandler! Oh my goodness! Guys always say stuff. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. That is what Michael Chandler has been to the UFC.
I've never once thrown a punch that didn't have ill intent on it.
Oh, he's hurt bad.
The way he approaches fights is just a seek and destroy mentality. Oliveira
gets Oliveira down!
He throws himself into the fire.
When it comes to fighting the toughest competition, when it comes to strength of schedule, when it comes to a guy who has constantly been working, I proved that I was who I said I was.
Michael Chandler not only entertains with the way he looks, Michael Chandler's fighting style has been so fun to watch.
I'm coming for the knockout, and I keep people on the edge of their seats.
That'll do it, Michael Chandler!
All right, obviously Michael Chandler, one of the great phone booth fighters that we have in the UFC. Every single time he gets in the octagon, it's a firefight, and that's exactly what he's going for, which is why I think people love watching him fight so much, because he has that Justin Gaethje type style. But at least it brought to mind the top 5 guys who have that fighting style.
Me and my boy D, turn it up.
Still going.
Me and D, turn it up, man. Me and D, turn it up, man.
I just finished the first one. I'm on my second one.
You drank the whole thing?
Yeah, I drank it. It's not that I like it. It's just I grew up poor. I don't turn down food.
Okay, sorry. Phone booth fighter. Let's go.
All right, DC, you start with the phone booth.
Okay, at number 5, Michael Chandler, because of what he's done. But while he is willing to fight inside, he does wing his punches a little bit, and that's not as good technically in the phone booth. Number 4, Dustin Poirier. The way that this dude stands in front of you with that beautiful right jab, that straight left hand, unbelievable. Charles do Bronx. Charles do Bronx went from being a guy that we considered a grappler because he was submitting everybody to the point that he's knocking people out. And every title defense, he would get dropped. He would get up. He would destroy guys. Number 2 is Ilia Topuria. The way that dude fights in close, it's not him lunging and knocking out a Max Holloway. It's tight, right hand, bang, right down the middle. Then he gets close. Max Holloway gets close. He's inside his range. Left hook, boom, drops Max Holloway. Crazy. And number 1 is Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje lives to have his head on somebody else's forehead and them just fighting. That's the number 1 active UFC phone booth fighter. But I think the one that probably does it the best is Ilia Topuria. Man, that dude can fight close.
See, I mostly agree with your list, but to me, Ilia Topuria is not really what I think of as a phone booth fighter.
And I would agree with you.
I mean, in terms of
champion.
Stand by. Stipe weighing in.
Miocic.
There goes Stipe Miocic.
You like the Miocic?
Hey, dude, don't touch the back of my neck like that. Don't do that. Gave me like a fucking chill, man.
248.
248. Did you see that?
Weight.
It's like a quiver.
Former 2-time
248 for
champ,
Stipe Miocic. Last time he fought, he weighed 230 against Francis Ngannou. So big, massive weight gain and good weight gain for Stipe Miocic.
It's really an internal struggle with Miocic and Miocic.
It's because it's spelled Miocic, but it's Miocic.
But it's Miocic.
Stipe is the man, and he was in great spirits this week. The first time I saw him annoyed was at that presser when Jon goes, he said something about my kids first, and Stipe was like, I don't think I did that. And then when they went face to face, Jon said, don't talk about my kids. And then Stipe goes, I didn't talk about your kids.
Yeah.
And they said he walked off the stage the whole time shaking his head, like got his mic off right away and was like, he was pissed off, wanted to get out of there. Because that's not what he does. He made him bet and stopped shooting him.
Oh, really?
Because he was so pissed off that this guy, he's like, I didn't talk about this man's children. That's not him. That's off-brand. That's not his character. I'll talk about your children. We about to fight each other.
If you talk about my kid,
that's why me and Jon Jones. That's why me and Jon Jones. That's why we can't get along. We talk about everybody's family. That's the problem. We'll talk about each other's kids.
You said that's not him, but that is Jon. It's Jon done his job to get under his skin because apparently he got under his skin.
Is he just making it up?
I don't know. I would not imagine Stipe said that.
I watched everything. I think I watched everything. And I'm like, when did he ever say that?
Jon also said Tom Aspinall is an asshole. Which is the craziest thing in the world. He's the nicest guy.
And he acted like his feelings were hurt when Stipe called him a bitch.
No, he wants to go to that place, though.
Yeah, no,
he
that's
wants
exactly
to go to
what
that
it
place
is.
where
That's
it's
exactly what it is.
nasty.
Yeah, well, guys have to create some type of narrative in their head to get to that place.
Yeah.
And if that's what it takes for him to get there, hey, he's the GOAT.
Yeah.
You gotta let him do it.
But he operates well in that.
Yeah.
In that type of head-to-head. But Stipe was pissed. And you're right. It's off-brand. He didn't say that. But Jon needed something to make himself go, I can't stand this dude.
Yeah.
And now he's got that.
He had to
But he
look
also
hard
pissed
for
Stipe.
it. He had to look really hard for it.
Stipe made a general statement that he said, my kids will never say I'm an a-hole. That's what caused it. It was kind of Stipe didn't say it was about Jon Jones's kids necessarily, but that's how Jon interpreted it.
I'm just trying to get this set. Our viewing audience can hear what Zach is saying when he says it to us.
Which we've never had before.
So I don't need to re-say it again what Zach has said, right?
This is new.
This is new.
All right, very good.
But to your point about Ilia in the inside fighting, you don't think?
He's obviously an incredible knockout artist. I just don't think of him as that that rock'em sock'em robot.
But I don't think that's the, I don't
stand.
think, but I don't
But
think
that's
that's
what a phone booth
I don't
is.
think that's what the phone booth is. I mean, a person that operates well in that situation. You think Ilia Topuria can't operate well in that type of fight?
I think
he's
he can,
probably the
but I think
best.
he's
Well,
best
he
when
doesn't
he's
have
a
to.
technical.
He does, because he's so technical, he would operate
And you
perfectly in that.
yeah, so the
He's just knocking guys out
We had
before
a-
they get a chance to fight.
Exactly. We had a similar list. I'm not saying you're crazy, but you did forget Max Holloway, who literally points to the ground.
So you're gonna
and
so because he does it for 10 seconds?
It's not
What
like
about
he's
the
never
rest of the
done
fight
that
where he's
before.
fighting at
It's not
range
like
and he's
he's
popping,
never
popping,
done
popping?
that before.
Max Holloway fights at range.
What about when he had like 500 significant strikes in one fight?
At range, he was moving the whole time. He was popping him.
He's
he
in the
wasn't
pocket.
standing-
He's at range. I mean,
he wasn't just standing in
No,
front
he
of
was
Calvin Kattar and hitting
that.
and fighting him.
all right.
I don't want to see y'all list. Let's move on. This is
Let's
crazy.
go on to my
This is
list.
great. It's over, D.
Yeah.
Only give me D
No.
list.
You just
I got a good list. Don't worry.
We're
Let's
not
get
doing
through
that.
his whack list.
We're not doing that. And just because Max beat you in the best dad contest on the
No,
show
I
doesn't
am
mean
the
you have to
daddest
take.
man on the planet.
No, you're not the daddest man on the planet. So here's it's the same. It's all lightweights, and I don't know why. I just so thoroughly enjoy watching Justin Gaethje fight and the way that he fights and the forward pressure. Poirier, obviously, and Max and Chandler and Hooker. Hooker's the guy that. Did you have Hooker on your list?
I didn't,
Hey,
but it was.
hey.
I thought about it.
I give props where they're due. Dan Hooker, that's a good one.
Right?
Mm-hmm. The new Dan Hooker.
But Max Holloway's not.
Dan Hooker, he fights closer, pressure right in front of you. Like that last fight against
I'm
Gamrot.
just going to send you a clip of Max Holloway. I'm going to put together a montage.
Why don't
of
we
Max.
just call Max Holloway
Let's
and
do
have
it.
Max Holloway? It's 2 a.m. right now, but we'll
Yeah.
call Max Holloway by the
And
end
I'll
of the
tell
show.
him, be like, your best
I'll be
friend
like,
left
do
you
you
off the
think you're a
list."
phone booth fighter? He'd be like, nah, brother. I like skills. I'm technical, brother. I don't do this.
I think you guys are just paying homage to the lightweight. So I went a little outside the box.
Oh, good. I knew you would.
Outside the box. Yeah, for sure. So at my
Can you
number
please
5.
call Max Holloway while Dean's doing his list, please?
At my number 5, I got Pantoja.
Do
Have
it.
you guys forgotten what Pantoja has done to guys inside the phone booth?
Yeah.
He absolutely annihilates guys. Number 4, Diego Lopez. That guy will sit in the
That's a
pocket
good
and
one.
just fight for you. Because all you guys is list. Let's not forget, all those guys, even Justin Gaethje. Did you see his fight against Fiziev on the move? As they got older, they
You're right,
started
you're
to
right.
fight on the
That's
move
true.
a little bit.
That's
So I'm
true.
going with current guys. Number 3, Piotr Jan. That guy will sit in the pocket and throw down with you. Number 2, Alex Pereira. He doesn't move his feet. And then number 1, Ilia Topuria. It doesn't have a phone booth style, like you say, because he's knocking guys out in the phone booth. He's getting them in the phone booth and knocking them out. So that's my list.
Thank you, Dean. I swear to God, I thought I'd be the only one who had the Illy.
I forgot what it was like to have Dean on this show, and these two just team up
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah, like Cheech and Chong
But the thing
over
is, we
here.
didn't see each other's list. We did not see each other's list.
I don't believe that.
But again, Piotr Jan is not rock'em sock'em robots. He's just touching dudes up. He's just better in the phone booth.
Is he?
So, yes, he is. Was Arturo Gatti was a phone booth fighter. Mickey Ward was a phone booth fighter. They would just fight in there.
But like you said, forehead to forehead. That's what I envisioned.
But they were very good at fighting in there.
But you can be both. Max Holloway can be both. He can be a great
Max
phone
is
booth
very
fighter.
good at
He can
fighting
also
like
be a
that for
great
10
distance
seconds.
fighter and touch people up.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. But I'm saying he's very good at doing that for a short period of time. For the most part, he's very smart, though. Very smart. Fights in range.
Incredibly smart. Let me ask you this about Chandler. Was it a smart move for Chandler to move on from the Conor fight? Yes, he waited forever. The payday would have been massive. It was all anybody was talking about. And for a guy like Chandler, who hasn't been in the UFC forever, obviously a decorated career, but he hasn't been a champion, that is a crowning moment in his career to be the guy that fought Conor, potentially to beat Conor, and obviously millions of dollars. Was it the right thing to move on?
He had to. He had to. He may have, and I'm sure he has no regrets because he's very, he's a very religious guy and believes in God's timing in his life. But he had to move on because it's the possibility that he gave up 2 of the best years of his career already. You can't give any more to that situation. He had to move on.
He owes it to himself, and he owes it to us to put on a great performance. He came here as a highly touted prospect. He had the fight against Dan Hooker, knocked him out. He knocked out Tony Ferguson. Outside of that, what has he really done? He's never proved to us that he was an elite lightweight. This is his opportunity to prove to us that he is an elite lightweight. He owes it to himself. Waiting around for Conor, he will never get a chance to prove it.
So I think it's good that he moved on from Conor. Yeah, he waited way too long.
He had to.
Especially when he makes a ton of money if he fights anybody.
Yeah.
It's not like he's making $300,000 to fight Charles Oliveira.
No, but
he's still making a boatload of money. But here's the deal. And I asked him this, Dan, before you come with your smart remarks, let me tell you, I asked him this. I go, was it about the money? I go, because you make a boatload of money anyways. He goes, no, it was about fighting him. I go, but just fighting him isn't enough, Mike. You have to beat him. I go, so was it the draw of maybe beating Conor that made you wait so long? He goes, yes. But now that he's moved on, it's good. But if he loses, I think he has a better chance of fighting Conor than if he goes out there and looks like a world beater against Charles Oliveira. Because the reason Conor wanted him was because he seems like a guy that's a good matchup for him to knock him out. Because Michael Chandler I like Mike, and I'm hard on him a bit. Michael Chandler fell victim to the hype, and Michael Chandler fell victim to the promotion of the promoter. We all love Dana. But when Dana goes, Michael Chandler is the Arturo Gatti of MMA. It's not a great comparison. It means that you're pretty good and you're fun, but when you fight the elite of the elite, you get beat. Remember what Floyd did to Arturo Gatti?
Oh, busted him up.
It wasn't even close.
But guys, we would be living in a completely different world right now if there was like 2 seconds and 1 strike more.
For sure. Oliveira in that first fight.
For sure.
A totally different. That was an inflection.
But I'm not even saying that he's not elite. I'm not even saying that he's elite. But again, he fought for the world title and had it. But again, when it went a little sideways, and it didn't happen, right? And then he fought Dustin Poirier, who we consider elite. He got beat by Dustin. We saw him fight Justin Gaethje, who we consider elite, and he get beat by Justin.
Well, let me spin it.
But he's very good.
Let me spin this forward now, because the winner of this fight could have a title shot, and I feel like a title now, after kind of passing on Conor, is more important to Chandler. He said that used to be in kind of the periphery, now it's in front of him. And getting a title is something that is obviously very important to him. Whereas in the past, I think just going out there and putting on a great fight and making some money and being a superstar was important. Now a title is important to him as he's getting into the back nine of his career.
At 39, he'd be the oldest UFC lightweight champion of all time.
By a mile.
It's almost impossible.
By a mile.
All right, back to weigh-ins.
What is this?
No, there's some music.
What is going on here? I'm about to get my...
we had a little tribal.
He said that was a mistake. Pereira can't get away from the show even when he ain't fighting.
Yeah.
Pereira's still making his way everywhere.
Out.
Yeah. What if he walked up?
Can you imagine?
My friend Tiago's here.
All right, next fighter to the scale, competing in a prelim on ESPN News. In the middleweight division, Eric "Ya Boy" Anders.
Ya Boy Eric Anders. I just love saying that nickname. I don't know why I love it so much. Coming off a nice win over Jamie Pickett back in March. And I don't know if you guys saw this, but he recently opened up on a couple of interviews he did about being a functioning drug addict his entire life.
The official weight.
From teenager to a year ago. This man, and he never told anyone, he kind of managed it. He's been clean for a year, and it's completely revolutionized his life and his abilities as an athlete, he said. Crazy.
Flyweight contender,
Viviane Araujo. She was the strawweight queen of Pancrase. Now, if you can win a title in another country, that's extremely impressive and difficult to do. But my favorite thing about her is that she is a black belt from my favorite jiu-jitsu player of all time, Leo Vieira. I'm so excited about her. I mean, she's had such a great career in the UFC so far, but...
All right, next fighter to the scale, competing in a prelim in the lightweight division, extending his record to 45 UFC appearances, Jim Miller.
Oh, here's Jim Miller, DC.
You know, I like Jim Miller, man. And honestly,
155.6,
I don't think he likes you.
the official weight.
After spending time with him on the show, I'm like, you know what, man? He can go into all. He can have whatever he wants. He got to have whatever he wants. I like the guy. He's a great dude.
Mickey Gall.
I love that you changed your mind.
He can do anything.
Here's Mickey Gall, the Greenbrook, New Jersey native, making his second appearance at Madison Square Garden. Of course, trains down at Killcliff FC in Florida with
170.8, the official weight for Greenbrook,
with
New
Vicente
Jersey.
Luque, among others. And he loves to get this to the ground. 6 of his 7 wins have come by rear naked choke. Here's a look at the fighters still left to weigh in. A lot of big names on this list, including Jones and Oliveira, as well as Nickal. Any names that could be concerning for you,
Oliveira?
Senko? Yeah.
Oliveira, he's struggled before in the past.
Only 30 more minutes to weigh in, right? They have till the top of the hour, so they don't have till 11 as they have in the past.
They have to weigh in by 10.
Then they get another hour.
Yes. But they're within a pound.
They have to be within a pound. They can't just come in and be super.
Oh, these guys got to hustle.
Yeah.
These guys got to. Now.
That's a pretty long list.
So they asked the question. They said, is there anyone that concerns you? And I was like, not a big deal. But now that I know that they have to weigh in and be within a pound.
Oliveira.
Now, Oliveira, that's a little concerning.
Yeah.
That's a little concerning.
Yeah.
All right, here's Veronica Hardy.
Veronica Hardy. She lived in 11 different countries, she told me, speaks 3 different languages. If there was any fighter that I would say is most improved that I've seen, she would have to be on that list. I mean, she had a rough start in her UFC career. Now she's 3-0 in her last 3. And she attributes that. She didn't say this, but she attributes that to her relationship with Dan Hardy. She didn't say it in those exact words, but from what I see from her career, I agree with her.
She looks like she's been taking hella leg kicks.
Did you see that bruise on her legs? I didn't know if I could say it. I was like, gee, she's been getting kicked.
Either that or she got Graston done maybe on her IT
maybe.
band, but God, that looked terrible.
That's crazy.
She's
Maybe
tough
she had
as,
thrown
she's
from
tough
a
as shit,
horse,
though,
like you did back in the day. Is that right? Like that could
bruise you up. That's why I don't trust horses.
I don't
We're
either.
gonna work on that.
Oh,
I ain't getting on no horse. It flip you off?
I've been thrown a few times.
If a horse decides to run, you're screwed.
Did you see when she rode the horse a couple weeks ago? She was sore for weeks after that. I was like, I thought you do this.
What horse
Like,
did you ride?
And when we were in Louisville, I rode a racehorse. My friend
Really?
Gina, who you're going to meet later, she's a professional jockey. She hooked me up, and I got to
maybe
give it a
you guys
shot.
will ride horses
maybe we'll
in the
ride
show
some
later.
horses later. Maybe we have horses here for
I don't want to meet you.
A little foreshadowing.
You do.
I
She's
think,
awesome.
I think
Trivia.
we are riding horses.
I saw her. I do too.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I'm just saying.
You know
I'm
what?
just saying.
Don't be such a pig.
just saying.
This is
I'm
way
not
too
being
early
a
in the
pig.
morning.
I'm not being a pig. I just appreciate
There
it.
she is.
Oh, there she is. Okay.
Listen.
Okay, we can all meet her.
Am I right?
Okay, we can all meet her. We can all meet her.
What's happening? What's happening, shorty?
Dean went back to 18-year-old Dean.
We need to have a pickup line contest. Dean would win, no doubt about it. All right, how about a little New York City trivia?
Oh,
You guys have your whiteboards?
Yes,
Ready to go?
yes.
We're going to keep it easy. What is the nickname of New York City? What's the most common nickname of New York City? I mean, this is easy. Oh, his marker doesn't work.
Marker don't work.
Faulty.
All right, Dino, just give it to us verbally.
NYC.
No, the Big Apple.
Oh.
I got two, guys. No, I got two.
No, that's fine, but Big Apple's first. That's the one.
But I got the Empire State. I should get two. Oh, they gave me two, Laura.
Yeah, but
They gave you 2
They gave me two for saying the Empire State.
the Empire State is
That is
New York
not
State.
true.
It is not New York City.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Okay, who headlined the last show at Madison Square Garden? Who headlined the last show at MS?
Last show at
Yeah, both guys.
MSG. Oh.
Both halves of the main event.
You have such an advantage because you call all these fights.
Yuri versus Alex.
I didn't get it in.
D, you struggling, my guy.
He said last shot I put Billy
Okay,
Joe. I thought
hey,
Billy
bonus
Joe
point.
was
Bonus point. What was the number of the event? UFC what?
Number of this one?
No, of the last one.
How many months ago?
With Yuri and Alex.
Oh, I think I know it.
Okay.
I got it. 285.
No.
295. 295. That was 285.
85 is a long time ago.
Now that I think about it, yeah.
They're each a month, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Count back.
What is the New York City street synonymous with the U.S. theater industry? Easy. I mean, these are so
Dude, these
easy.
are so
Did
easy.
Cody must have made these up.
I got this one.
Cody definitely made these up.
Why are you throwing Cody under the bus?
Because Zach does not do stuff this
No,
season.
he doesn't. He's hard.
All right. Who is the only fighter in UFC history to headline MSG multiple times? This is so easy. Yeah. Who's the only fighter to headline
I know
main
it.
event?
Three.
He's heating up. He's on fire.
3, 2, 1.
Alex. Everybody got it.
No, Laura got counted. No, Laura got counted.
Damn it.
We're tied. Wait, stop.
He's heating up.
Wait, guys, stop. Score's wrong. Laura did not. Okay, I got 4. Yes. I'm about to say Laura's not ahead of me.
UFC 217 in New York City featured 3 title fights with all 3 championships changing hands.
Okay.
Okay, 3 title fights. Name
What
2 of
number?
them. UFC 217. 3 title fights with all 3 championships changing hands. Can you name 2 of them?
No, D, no.
217?
D, no, please, because I'm trying to beat it. 3, 2.
I don't know. I made that up.
DC got it.
All 3?
They wouldn't have ever been on the
Bisping against GSP. Garbrandt against Dillashaw. And
D
Ioana.
got Cody and
Rose.
I got 0.
All right, let's see if we
Oh,
can.
damn, I
that was
remember that
was
one
the
now.
hardest one, Cody.
Doug
that was
Rose!
good.
Doug Rose! Doug Rose!
That's right,
Which
Ioana.
New York City building was one of the tallest in the world from 1931 to 1970? Think old school, all kinds of movies. 1931 to 1970. Tallest building in the world.
King Kong was on it. King Kong was on it. You know King
Oh, yeah.
Flip it.
Did you write Empire Star?
Empire State, that's a T
Empire
right
State
there.
Building.
Don't you do this, Laura. Don't you do this. Try to take my belt. Don't you try to take my
What
belt.
division did Conor win a title in at UFC 205?
Dude,
UFC
I'm just
205 here in Madison Square Garden. What division?
Yeah,
Are you just showing him?
yeah, I'm sure.
Well, I knew that one anyway.
Laura put 55.
Lightweight.
No, she needs to put 155.
It could have been 255. We
It
don't
could.
know.
Oh my! There is
You
no
could have been on kilos. I don't know.
255 division.
Who was the co-main event at UFC 205? Who was the co-main event? I saw one of them in the elevator yesterday.
On air. Fight of the year candidate in that year.
Yeah, fight of the year candidate that year. This was a great one. You got it? Let me see. Let me see.
I don't remember this.
Yeah, who else? Who was he fighting?
Wait.
Gotta put him in-
Wonder Boy, Wonder Boy.
Damn it.
Yeah, everybody got it. All right. How many professional sports teams does New York have in the 4 major sports?
Okay,
right?
okay, wait.
Football, basketball,
Are we
baseball,
counting
hockey.
New York, New Jersey?
Yes,
Are we counting New York, New
tri-state.
Jersey?
Yes, tri-state,
So
of course.
hockey,
How many teams?
basketball,
4.
football,
Baseball.
baseball. Okay. We need a little time for that.
I'm literally. just
Yankees,
gonna
Mets,
wing this.
Giants, Jets. That's 4.
No Price is Right rules. You just got to be closest to the number. This is actually pretty easy.
No, it's not.
I got this. I
No,
got this.
it's not.
4 sports, 2 teams in every sport except 1. Good
Oh,
job.
my God.
They have 3 hockey
Bullshit.
teams.
Oh,
They have the Devils, the
guess.
Rangers, and the Islanders. That's the 3. All right, here's the tiebreaker question. What
Stop trying
year?
to cheat, guys. Guys, stop trying to cheat in the back.
What
They're trying to cheat.
What year were the New York Yankees founded? Closest answer wins. What year were the New York Yankees founded?
I think I know this, actually, because they just played the World Series.
Yeah, they did. They got pounded. Holy! Who gave that to him?
Who gave that to me?
Zach.
Who did that?
I promise.
I said they just played.
I can't
Wow.
confirm. No one cheated for DC. Amazing.
Wow. DC won. He
Incredible.
keeps the belt.
Is that the?
Hey, let's celebrate D.
Keep it in the hood. We keep it in the hood.
Is that
We
the
still
first
got it.
time that you won a game based on knowledge and intelligence?
No, I've beaten you. So you want to disrespect me? Spin the wheel. Spin the wheel.
Wow.
Yeah, I was not going to make you spin until you disrespected me. I thought we were better than this, Laura. I thought we had moved past this. But I guess it's
We're
back
back.
enemy.
We are
Oh,
back.
we're back enemies. Okay, I thought we had
back.
moved past
Give it a good
this.
spin, Senko.
Let's see what she does. Let's see what she got. Okay.
Oh, cramp machine.
Oh, the easiest one.
That's easy. No, please.
You should
She
switch
did
this
this
up.
easy,
I,
man.
even
it
I
again.
think I should. No, I've done the shocker.
Same thing.
I've done the shocker a million times. That's easy as well.
Dude,
I do well with electricity.
Hold on. Let's try one more time.
The shocker.
Just pick the one you want at this point.
She can do them all.
Tales from.
Oh, Tales from the
Oh,
Gym is
yeah.
good.
We'll take that. We'll
Oh,
take that.
yeah.
Gym.
This
We'll
is
take this.
exactly
We'll
what
take
we wanted to
A
hear.
good gym story.
Everybody get comfortable.
Man, I feel like I've told this one already though, but maybe I can retell it.
We'll go like way back early in the day. Like,
Early
Yeah,
in the
give me a good one.
day. I'm trying to think of like some names I can drop. I mean, my funniest story was when I wrist locked Tim Elliott with my boob.
I've heard this story.
But
you can tell. No, it's a good one.
I've told that story.
Not everybody's
before.
heard that story.
I haven't heard the story.
Yeah.
Dean just got excited.
I just got excited.
Between your friend and your wrist lock with the boob, he doesn't know what to do with himself.
He was just in a crazy scramble, and his hand just kind of got trapped, and he could, he just got trapped. And I realized it was trapped, and I just pulled his elbow in. And yeah, probably the only time I was able to tap him
I'm
out.
looking at the monitor because I don't want to look at your boob, so I'm
Thank
looking
you.
at the monitor.
Dude,
but I'm
honestly.
still looking at
I
your boob.
noticed that you were averting your eyes.
It's like the whole time you're like not looking at Laura.
Thank you.
She's like, I submitted somebody with my move, and you're like,
Oliveira.
all right, hey, do Bronx, hey, you hear him? Why these Brazilians all scream, hey, hey?
155.6, the official weight for the former champ,
55.6.
Charles Dubronx Oliveira.
Laura, why do they do that? Why do they all scream, hey, hey?
They're just a very
Get pumped
vocal, passionate team.
That's
You
his
know what I
passion.
mean? They're passionate. They're
Yeah.
passionate people. They wear their emotions
All right, next fighter to the
outwardly.
scale competing in the
All right.
lightweight division, Roberto
Roberto
Romero.
Romero making his debut. Now, what a great opportunity for him to change his status. Now, he has IMAF experience, which is, in my opinion, the greatest advantage that any amateur fighter can have. Now, he was a two-time national Mexican champion and was selected to represent Mexico at the Worlds, but he couldn't afford to go. What a shame he couldn't afford to go. He runs a gym in Chihuahua, Mexico, and he's looking to change his life, and I think this is a great opportunity for him to be able to change his life and change his status.
All right, next fighter to hit the scale, competing live on pay-per-view in a featured bout on the main card in the middleweight division, Bo Nickal.
Here comes Bo Nickal. You guys have heard the stories. Obviously, he's a very, very good wrestler, but feels like this fight, he will not be able to rely on that as much as he normally does, and is looking forward.
185.4, the official weight for the undefeated.
He's actually
Bo
looking forward to showing his skills in boxing. Hey, listen to this Bo Nickal story. When Bo Nickal was a kid living in Albuquerque, because he didn't just live in Texas, living in Albuquerque, he'd be at his youth wrestling tournaments, him and all his friends. He became a very good wrestler at a very good age, so that him and his friends would pin kids and be done. In these little middle schools and high schools, they were competing. They would get 20 kids, go into the hallways, and they would fist fight. Little children, 8 to 10-year-olds,
Oh my God.
unsanctioned fist fights in Albuquerque, New Mexico at wrestling tournaments is what Bo Nickal was doing during his youth. He goes, and because he was trying to explain to me how much he just loves to fight. He doesn't have to fight. He's doing this because he loves it. But he goes, yeah, we used to do fist fights. No gloves, just our hands, 8-year-old kids pummeling each other.
Just a little fight club.
Did everybody do that?
They don't talk
He said
about fight
20
club.
kids. No, not at wrestling tournaments. At wrestling tournaments, I was so scared I was going to get pinned that I was just sitting by the mat watching my opponent. I'm like trying to make friends with the guy I got to wrestle next.
Aww.
That was my trick, bro. When I knew a guy was good, if he pinned somebody, and I would just kind of
Hey,
follow
Daniel,
him and become his friend.
Can we talk to Tom Aspinall now?
Yeah,
Oh, is Tom here?
Oh, yeah.
Tom's
it's
been
okay.
waiting. He's been waiting
Your
for
show,
like
though.
10 minutes. I mean,
Yeah.
just keep talking. Keep the interim heavyweight champ waiting.
I'm not making Tom Aspinall wait for nothing.
I'm not either. Tom Aspinall, thank you for joining us, my friend. Before we get to the important stuff, I do have to ask you about these reports of you being an asshole. Are they true?
Sometimes, yeah. Yes, I think everybody is sometimes.
The craziest thing was when Tom won the last fight in Manchester, I go, Tom, what do you want to say to the champ, Jon Jones? And Tom goes, John, you're a really nice fella, and I would love to fight you. And then John's like, this guy's a dick.
That's why it's so funny to hear John saying that. He's like the nicest guy on the planet. You're the exact opposite of your countryman, Michael Bisping. You're a genuinely nice person. You know what I mean?
Bisping can be all right. Bisping's actually just to my left a little bit.
Is he really? Good. Tell him I said that.
Yeah, he's right. He's right there. He's right. No, he can't. He's doing other stuff. I don't want to interrupt his stuff, but Bisping's all right. Bisping's all right sometimes as well.
He's the best. So you're here. Obviously, you want to fight one of these guys. If you have your preference, who would you want to see win, and who would you like to face?
Oh, do you know what? For me, it's never on the contrary to what people might think. It's never been about the person who I'm fighting. This is just about me getting the belt. I couldn't care less who it's against, really. So whoever's going to give me a shot, basically, I just want to get the undisputed belt, and that's it. I couldn't care less who it's against.
Hey, Big Tom, did you hear the crowd yesterday when they said your name at the press conference? That had to feel good, Big Tom. It had to.
That's pretty good. I mean, I wasn't there. I was doing some other stuff, but yeah, I've seen it online, of course, and I'm looking forward to the event tomorrow, seeing what kind of reception I get there. That's going to be fun.
So, Chael Sonnen and I, we talked about you all week, and our thought was you need to be ever present, especially when Jones was saying, "I'm not fighting this guy. I'm not doing this." You should have asked to be at the press conference, Tom. You should have stole the show. If you really want to get these guys to fight you, are you going to get an opportunity to walk into the cage on Saturday night? What is your plan to make yourself undeniable outside of just fighting?
Wait. I got to pull you up there, DC, a little bit, because I asked to be at the press conference.
Oh, you did?
No.
See, that's my boy.
No.
I wish you were there. Yes, bro. I was trying
to go. I got blacklisted. Mate, from the press conference. So, no, I mean, I think, to be honest, I think that a lot of people have done a lot of work for me this week, which is great. I don't have to do nothing. I've been chilling. I've been checking out New York City, enjoying myself. So, I showed up to this place thinking, yeah, we're gonna do some stuff. I got a few stuff prepared. I was planning on going to the press conference and all that stuff, but the fans and the media did a lot of it for me, to be honest. So that's really nice. That's really, and I appreciate it very much. But I am the best heavyweight in the world, and I want to show everyone that I am. Simple as that.
Big Tom, so you couldn't go even as a spectator, is what you're saying?
Nope. They banned me.
See, that would have been the real deal. You should, if you don't want to, if I were you to go as a spectator, come through the crowd like Jay Uso in the
walk up to the mic.
Walk up to the mic. Hey, it's Tom Aspinall. Can I get a shot? That would have been the best. I can't believe
that was the plan. That was the plan.
I can't believe they missed that.
Yeah.
Hey, Tom. So the narrative all week has been through the fans and media is that Jon Jones is ducking you, but no one is really. Well, I haven't heard from you. Do you think Jon is ducking you?
Yes.
Was that Tom?
I do. I think I said, yeah, he is. He definitely is. I think that there's just an easier path for him, and I understand it. I do understand it completely. I understand that there's bigger fights out there for him with way less risk and way more money. I understand it, but in all honesty, do I think he's ducking me? Absolutely.
So you get the opportunity to weigh in. I hope you didn't have to cut too much weight for this, because I almost feel like it's a formality just to have you weigh in. Do you feel like it's a formality?
It's a formality, yeah. I mean, I'm 255, 260, so I'm under the weight anyway. So it's not like, I mean, if I had to cut weight, that would be.
But Tom, they wouldn't have fought you, Tom. It doesn't feel like if somebody got hurt. Do you guys think that either of those guys get hurt middle of the week or something happened, they would have fought Tom Aspinall?
You think Stipe's not going to fight Tom Aspinall?
I think Stipe got offered to fight Tom Aspinall for the interim championship last year and said no.
Well, he was waiting on Jon. But in this particular case, if Jon were to fall out, you don't think Stipe would fight Tom Aspinall?
I don't think anybody's fighting Tom Aspinall if they don't have to. That's just me being honest.
I'm not if I have to.
Tom, do you feel in your heart of hearts like he genuinely does not want to fight you, or do you feel like this is maybe negotiating through the public venue? Is this negotiating via media? Because I started off thinking, oh, he really doesn't want to fight him. And now I'm almost like, I'm starting to think maybe this is all just a grand scheme negotiation tactic.
Yeah, to be honest, as like Jon Jones, I don't know Jon personally at all. I don't know him. But as someone who's been around the sport a lot longer than me, he could have had the easiest cop-out ever, and just said, I'm just focusing on Stipe this week. That's what I would have done. That's what I do every time, to be honest. That's what us fighters do. We don't want to speak about other fights. We want to focus on the fight in front of us. And that would have been the easiest thing for him to say this week, is just, I'm not talking about Tom, I'm focusing on Stipe, that's it. But he hasn't said that, which makes me think, is he just trolling everybody? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know Jon. I don't know him at all. But I think that, can he be that dumb to just flat out say no in front of everybody? I don't know. I think maybe it might be a little technique to try and, I don't know, push the fight down the line or something. I've no idea.
On to my next question. I tend to agree with you, but you have a great show on YouTube where you break down these fights. So we keep focusing on the future and what's next for you and yada, yada, yada. I'm interested to know what your vision is for Saturday. Like, how do you think this fight actually going to
Can't
play
hear
out.
nothing.
Oh, did he lose me?
Hey, Tom, can you hear me? Tom, can you hear me?
Zach,
Tommy, can you hear
sorry,
me?
I can't hear nothing.
He can hear.
This
He
is
probably just wants to get off the interview.
Yeah, he doesn't want to answer the question.
Hello? You're not
He's
there
like,
no more. Hello?
Hey, Tom. Hey, Tom. Tom.
No.
All right, I think we lost him.
Yeah, we lost him.
Did I
He's
step
out
on
of here. He stepped on something. Can we get to Marcin Tybura?
Can we?
Or do you know
All right,
something
next
we don't
fighter
know? Oh, here
to
he
the
is.
scale, competing in a prelim in the heavyweight division, the number 9 ranked contender, Marcin Tybura.
Marcin Tybura is one of those guys, right, that when he's on his game can be one of the best in the world. Obviously still ranked in the top 10 in the world. At times he hasn't shown who he truly is. This weekend he has another opportunity to really push a kid back that's trying to use his name to elevate himself.
251, the official weight for Marcin Tybura.
251 for Tybura. Very good grappler, good wrestler, very active for a heavyweight, just super, super tough and durable.
All right, back to that conversation about the winner of this fight this weekend, Stipe or Jon Jones. Does the winner have to fight Aspinall to be cemented as either the heavyweight goat?
Dude, I don't
No.
want that. I don't want
No.
that. Let's not do that. Let's not create that narrative.
No. Well, my answer is no.
Yeah, no, I'm
because-
saying, like, I'm just kind of saying to the world, because you know they want to do that.
Yeah.
Right now, they're trying to do that.
But that's not. But that is just flat out not the truth.
Yeah.
Jon Jones is the GOAT and will be the GOAT until someone somehow eclipses him. And I do not think it will ever happen in terms of the GOAT of all of fighting. Stipe Miocic is the GOAT of heavyweight until someone comes out and eclipses his number of title defenses, which that's a very, very high bar in this particular division. That belt gets passed around a lot because the margin of error is so small. I will say, though, that, and Dean and I had this conversation on my YouTube channel that I don't often plug on here, but I do have
Gotta
one.
plug it, yes. Gotta plug it.
The only thing I can say is that if Jon is looking to end his career soon, in a perfect world, you want to see the champion have given you everything. You don't want to go out thinking that he could have given you more in the way that Khabib potentially could have given us more. You want him to have that passing of the torch moment potentially. To me, even if he were to fight Tom and to not win, he's still the GOAT. He's never going to not
never
be the
do that.
GOAT. And what a beautiful moment to hand that torch.
That's not, it's not
But
professional wrestling.
What more, yeah, but
It's
what
not
more
professional
does he have to give?
I
I mean,
know.
he's been around since, what, 2000?
He doesn't
11.
owe it. He
Yeah,
doesn't owe it.
yeah,
I'm
he
just
doesn't have anything to
painting.
give.
I'm painting a beautiful hand-holding picture that I realize is not reality. I get that.
But it kind of is. If you look at other sports, guys always play that extra year or 2 years. But the mythical guys, let's just say football, it's the Barry Sanders. It's the Calvin Johnsons. It's the Robert Smiths who walked away after 5 years
Yeah, but
to
here's
be a
the problem,
doctor.
though. He's not walking away early.
That's what-
Those
yeah,
guys,
it's
it
there,
felt like Barry and them left early.
Oh, they did leave
He's
early,
not
but
walking
if he
away early.
retires after this fight, you don't think
Not
Jon
walking-
Jones has 3 more fights left in him? Khabib's a guy.
Khabib is more of a comparison to
Okay.
guys like Barry Sanders.
Okay, fair.
But
Fair.
in terms of Jon Jones, I'm saying his legacy can't be tarnished because he beat everybody. Dude, the amount of guys he fought between 2011 and 2016, craziest row of fighters.
Insane.
It was Machida. It was Rampage. It was Shogun. It was Vitor. It was myself. It was Rashad. It
was everybody.
Gustafsson. He
Everyone.
fought everybody.
Yeah.
So you can't play revisionist history and go, well, in 2024, he didn't fight this one guy, so everything he did in the past is null and void.
It doesn't change,
work
it
that
does
way.
not change the result.
His
I'm
legacy
just saying,
is cemented.
in a beautiful moment, would you not want to see?
But
No,
so
his
let
whole
me ask you
career
this
is a
question.
beautiful
So
moment.
could I ask you this question? Why do we have, and this is one thing that I feel like it happens all the time. All of our great champions go out on their back. Right? You see it in sport constantly.
But what if
Muhammad
he
Ali,
doesn't?
knocked out.
What
Mike
if he
Tyson,
goes out there
knocked
and
out.
beats the break off Tom Aspinall?
But you very
Because then they're
rarely
going to call somebody else up.
there will be another guy. There will always be another guy. You never get to continue to do it because there's always going to be the next guy. But then everybody, Muhammad Ali is the greatest of all time, but he got knocked out. Nobody else. And Muhammad Ali did not get the respect he deserved until he was older. Back when he was younger and when he was still he wasn't messed up, people didn't give him the credit he deserved.
So you don't want, it sounds to me like you don't want to see Jon Jones.
I just don't know that you have to go out on your back as a great champion.
We don't need
You
to
can
see
just
it.
leave.
He's had
or
two-
you can keep fighting and say, I don't want to fight this dude. Tom Aspinall is a real problem for him. Because even if Tom can't wrestle with him directly, he's so big it's going to be hard to take him down. He can strike with him, and he's so big and fast that he can compete in that way. But yes, I don't think his legacy will be tarnished at all if he doesn't fight him. But I do believe he's going to have to fight him if he wants to keep fighting, especially hearing Dana yesterday go, next guy needs to fight Tom Aspinall.
Or is that just more negotiation?
I think, I don't know, man. It was weird, man. I thought he was negotiating publicly until he started to kind of, it felt like he felt like people were attacking him.
Well, think of this. Like RJ always says this. He's had 2 independent Hall of Fame careers. Why do we need to see him go out just so that we can feel better about ourselves to make him seem more human? He's had 2 independent Hall of Fame careers. We don't need to see him go out on his back. He's done enough. He's given enough to us. So whatever happens even Saturday night doesn't tarnish his career. He doesn't need to even fight Tom Aspinall for his career to be tarnished. It doesn't matter. He's already done enough.
Yeah.
We do have an update on who has yet to weigh in from Zach Candido in the truck. Zach, what do you have?
The New York Commission allows a fighter one chance on the official scale, with the exception if they have to weigh in privacy. The lone exception is if a fighter is competing in a title fight, which obviously Jon's not going to miss weight. You get 2 hours additionally. Nobody else does. But if you don't want to weigh in by 10, which is we're at 9:56 local, you have to notify the commission that you're going to weigh in after 10. Jon Jones has notified the commission he's going to weigh in at 10:30, which is okay, but he only gets 1 shot at it. So fighters can weigh in at 11, but you only get 1 shot. So we do have 4 fighters left to weigh in, including Jon Jones, who notified the commission will weigh in at 10:30.
So when they weigh in after, they have one chance.
1 shot.
Between, you don't
but
have
obviously
one
Jon's
shot
not going to miss
anyways
weight.
here.
No, not Jon, but I'm talking about the other 3 guys.
Yeah,
All people.
Oban, Elliott, all those guys. James Lontop all have 1 chance. So
James Lontop is
That's
up
a
at a
catch
catch
weight.
weight.
And
10
still
pounds
struggling.
heavier
Yep.
than the fight he was scheduled to fight at.
well, now we know why it was a catch weight.
165, so I guess now we know why.
Yeah.
Jon Jones wants to fight Stipe because this is one of those GOAT versus GOAT matchups. Very rare, right? The all-time GOAT against the heavyweight GOAT. Stipe has 6 title fight wins. And for him, if he were able to pull off this upset, and it would be a big upset now according to the odds of Jon Jones, it would cement his legacy as the greatest heavyweight of all time.
A champion to me means someone that is a winner. They go out and get what they want. They earn it. No, it's not given to them.
Representing the Valley View and Oakwood Fire Departments in the great state of Ohio, the Croatian-American Stipe Miocic.
In Stipe Miocic, you have the most accomplished UFC heavyweight of all time.
Because Stipe Miocic is a guy that has faced the absolute best time and time again in that weight class.
And when it comes to all-time MMA heavyweight greatness, not a whole lot left for Stipe Miocic to prove.
All these accomplishments, everything I've done, it's for Cleveland.
He will fight until the lights turn out.
He's the greatest heavyweight champion of all time.
Wow!
Not just in the UFC, but in the entire sport.
2-time baddest man on the planet, 4 successful title defenses, bunch of legends in his wake.
Oh, that's it! And it's all over!
I'm the world champ!
The first championship for Cleveland in 52 years.
Oh, he's out! He's out!
The baddest firefighter on the planet.
Oh!
The path to the UFC heavyweight title still goes through Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh no! Stipe exacts his revenge!
I think you're the best in the world. I am the best in the world. You're the heavyweight champ. Boom!
And once again, the heavyweight division belongs to him.
That's it, baby, Ohio! Cleveland!
All right, top 5 heavyweight time. Let's start with former heavyweight champion, Daniel Cormier.
Let me get to my list here. I got a few. All right, why don't you guys pop that on the screen for me so I can read it? Okay, here we go. At number 5, I got Frank Mir. I think Frank Mir is underrated in regards to who he was in the UFC, submissions, former champion, all that. Junior Dos Santos. When Junior Dos Santos came and knocked out Cain Velasquez, and then defended the belt in the way that he did. It was truly unbelievable to watch a guy that he was like, I mean, it was everything, right? Sponsored by Nike. He had it all. Junior Dos Santos did. Him and Kane had that great series. Randy Couture was one of the best fighters the UFC's ever seen, and he's one of the greatest heavyweight champions of all time. He was so undersized, looking back now in terms of him fighting that weight. Cain Velasquez is number 2, and the only reason Cain is at number 1 is because he got hurt all the time. If Cain wasn't hurt, there was nobody that could touch Cain Velasquez. And number 1, it's Stipe Miocic. I think Stipe, like you said, 6 title wins, unreal.
All right, I got mine, and at number 5, I got to say Francis. I mean, how can we have a list of heavyweights without saying Francis? Number 4, I had to put my.
I made it.
How can I have a list without my?
I made it, D.
No, DC made it. DC was a tremendous heavyweight, and still tremendous heavyweight, tremendous light heavyweight, but his reign of heavyweight was still almost untouchable. My man, you know what I'm saying?
My boy right
then
there.
number 3, I got to go Randy Couture. Randy Couture did it numerous times, showed that he was the man numerous times. Cain Velasquez, I'm with you on this, DC. When he was at his top, he was unstoppable.
He was.
He was so far ahead of everybody else. But then when in terms of accolades and just being the man, Stipe is the man. He is the number 1 heavyweight in UFC history.
What's crazy about this list is all of us have 1, 2, and 3 exactly the same for all of the same reasons. And what I realize is when it comes to the rest of it, it's kind of hard. There's not an overly clear-cut field. And why are you looking at me like that, DC?
You could have just put me on the...
Listen, I almost,
Where's Daniel?
I almost
Laura.
did.
Laura.
I almost did.
That's disrespectful.
I didn't know if we were counting Strikeforce.
I did.
Oh, wow.
No, it's at UFC.
It's in.
But even in the UFC,
No
right,
Fedor on it.
I won 5 matches.
Could we have concluded Fedor?
In the UFC, I won 5 matches.
No.
I mean, you were really good, but I put Brock just because he had 2 title defenses and he avenged his loss to Frank Mir.
I had a title.
And
You don't have to be
JDS
you don't have to be
for the same
apologetic.
Reasons that you did.
I had a title defense.
And now
He was way better.
Now I feel bad. Now I feel bad.
Yeah, but you're right. Like the top 3 are the top 3.
The
Yeah.
top 3 are the top 3. There's really not much of a discussion there, and then the rest of it gets,
I like that you put JDS. JDS is
100%.
special.
Yeah, he
he
is.
was special.
Wow, that
You
made
get a
it
list?
super
You
awkward.
get a list?
Yeah.
No, I don't have a list.
You don't have a list?
I'm not doing this one. I told him I wasn't going to put you on.
Remember what happened last time?
What? You made fun
Whenever
of my
Zach
list?
didn't give you a note, you talked about Luke Rockhold. That was here. That was in this building. Yes, in this building.
I don't think it was in this
It
building.
was in this building. You disrespected Luke Rockhold.
No, I ran that by everybody. It was okayed.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, the UFC's doing that to my boy Luke?
It was just a memorable moment. That's what I remember. And I remember it because it was Bisping. Bisping's a friend. He's a coworker. I like my friends and coworkers, unlike some people on this set.
Look at how the jiu-jitsu guys sit on the side.
Well, that's because he's young. His knees ain't hurting yet.
Look how they
Wait
sit
until,
on the
wait,
side.
until,
It's
wait until they get a little older. They ain't gonna sit like
They're
that no
sitting
more.
like babies. You know how
Yeah,
babies sit down?
they young.
Just like, yeah, just
There's a few things you do when you're young you pay for when you're older. You know what's another one? When you sit against the wall and you leave that space between your back. You know that messes with your back?
Does it?
Yep.
Well, that's why my back is so.
Guys,
Okay.
let's, obviously it's been a long time since Stipe's fought, right? Last time he fought, Joe Biden was 2 months into his presidency. Now Joe Biden has 2 months left in his presidency. Isn't that is how
Very
long it's
topical.
been since Stipe fought.
You're supposed to make things political.
I'm not asking you
wanna
to
talk about politics,
I'm
man.
not
Make it
asking you to talk about politics.
Yeah, I don't
I'm just
wanna
trying
do
to
that.
put it into context. Jeez. All right. Best return from layoffs, most memorable return from a layoff. DC, let's start with you on this one.
Oh, my goodness. Remember when Dominic Cruz came back against TJ Dillashaw? That was the best to me because he wasn't in shape. You could see Dom still. So, guys, I don't know if you know, but Dominic's Mexican. You guys know that?
Yeah.
Cruz?
So, yeah, Dominic is Mexican. So, like, when you're, like, sometimes Mexican people, like, they don't have the most muscle tone. I coach a lot of them. Dom wasn't in shape. So you could see he had no muscle definition. He looked like he had just started training and he won. And he fought the beautiful fight. He's moving. He's popping. It was Dominic Cruz as the Dominic Cruz that we remembered. He looked magical that night, man. Little Mexican kid from Tucson, Arizona. No muscles.
Even when you're complimenting him,
I know,
it's a dig involved.
Right.
He looks so good for a weekly.
Yeah.
It's very impressive.
Yeah, I'm just surprised that you went and said that Mexicans don't got no muscle tone.
Sometimes I got a lot of kids wrestling like they don't.
They carry weight here.
Yeah, they strong though.
I carry a lot of weight here too, but I'm not Mexican. But Dominic Cruz, he's also my return fighter after a 2-year layoff. Different fight against Izugaki. When he came back after that fight, Mizugaki.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Mizugaki. When he came back after that fight, he absolutely destroyed him. And I didn't know what to expect from him, but he came back and he was, that was like a 3-year layoff, and he came back and he was on fire. So Dominic Cruz always gets my praise for that one.
I hate the fact that I'm picking Dom too against TJ Dillashaw. And this was not a 2+ year layoff. This is about a 1.5 year layoff. But the reason I took some poetic liberty here is because he'd only fought once in 5 years prior to that, right? So he's had a number of layoffs because of injuries. And he came back and won the tough split decision, kind of cementing his status as the bantamweight GOAT.
Well, now I feel like a dick for not picking Dominic.
Well, you should.
Yeah, for me, it's GSP at UFC 217, partly because when he stepped away, it was so confusing.
It was.
It was so confusing. Like, why is this happening? It's not an injury. He's not chasing a fight with Conor. Like, we kind of understand these other ones. It was like, what? Where do you go? Why?
He was also very smart.
Yeah.
GSP ain't fighting for the middleweight belt unless Bisping's holding it.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, all right, oh, yes. He's like, I'm going to get a belt.
4 years, 36 years old, goes out there and gets the damn thing done.
Well, and same with Bisping. He's like, hey, you need to fight Yoel Romero. Oh, my knee. Oh, I need any work done. George St. Pierre, ready? Let's go.
Yeah. Let's go.
That's mine, too. George St. Pierre, Michael Bisping. And not just that he came back up a weight class and became a 2-division champion. That was the most dominant he'd looked in a decade.
Got to finish.
Got to finish, right? Remember, he was decision GSP, and he was just like jabbing, and he's just like, no, I'm going to elbow you 10 times in a row, rear naked choke. After that,
no disrespect to Mike, but
disrespect
that is why he came back.
Yeah, no doubt.
Because he was able to look more dominant than he had in 10 years.
And Bisping got pay-per-view points on George St. Pierre.
Yeah.
I think he was happy about it.
But he knew it, right? Yeah. He knew that he had.
Everyone won.
Mike would struggle with him.
Everyone won.
Yeah.
Mostly GSP, but everyone.
All right, I like it. You guys know what it's time for?
What?
Our DraftKings Sportsbook best bets with the On the Line team. Fitzy, take it away.
Hey, thanks, Dan. If you're out there and you want a best bet for UFC 309, I got the guys for you. A couple of Greeks. Yanni the Greek, Nick Kalikis from UFC On the Line. Yanni, your best bet across the entire card. Who you circling?
None better than Mickey Gall in a pick'em spot. Bottom line, 2x the UFC experience, 2-inch reach advantage, huge strength of schedule edge. When I look at the Brahima side, 2 UFC wins, but against opponents who are combined 1 and 2. Look at the data. We got the striking advantage and the grappling advantage. At a small spot, take Mickey Gall.
Love that bet. For me, I'm going to go dog hunting here. You guys know I love a good dog, and I found one on this card. Viviana Araujo. She's taking on Karine Silva here in this spot, and you're getting almost 2-to-1 on your money right now on Araujo. She's more battle-tested. I think she gets this fight to the ground. She can stay out of submission trouble. On the feet, it's going to be relatively close. I think this could be a split decision type of fight, but if not, I think a unanimous decision type of fight for Araujo as the underdog. So give me plus 2-to-1 all day. It's a live dog.
All right, they're giving me one, and I'm going to go for a total. I'm going over 2.5 on Chris Weidman and Eric Anders. These are two durable guys that have been around the game for a long time. For Weidman, maybe the last time he walks, it would be fitting. He's walking at home in the tri-state area, Madison Square Garden. We know he's durable. He can go deep into fights, as he's done, especially recently. And Eric Anders off a long layoff. I don't think you're going to see explosive power from each of these guys early. I think we're going to get the 15 minutes here. You're probably laying a price. I don't care. Lay it. That's what I say. I think over 2.5 on Chris Weidman and Eric Anders. So those are the best picks for UFC 309 from the desert back to the streets of New York. Dan, the crown is yours.
It took my boy's foot.
Mikey Musumeci joining us now, one of the best grapplers on the planet, and he was already trying to take Dean Thomas down. I got to show these shoes, by the way.
These shoes.
Look at these shoes.
Boy.
Look at these custom shoes that Dean Thomas gets for the weigh-in show.
Shout out to my girl Lacey Catchpool in England who did these for me.
And I started because I saw Matt's on the floor, right? So I had to start fighting him.
So naturally.
Yeah.
And by the way, you have a big fight coming up on December 5th on UFC Fight Pass, the Fight Pass Invitational, taking on Felipe Machado. Yep. How you feeling heading into that one?
Well, it's like 3 weeks away. I'm really excited. Also for us to grow grappling, you know? Like, I'm so blessed for this opportunity that UFC wants to grow grappling now. And it's such a beautiful sport, and it's a lot of responsibility for us to do it, you know? So I'm really excited.
And by the way, you are the first jiu-jitsu competitor to sign an exclusive deal with the UFC. Congratulations.
Thank
And what
you.
does that feel like? It's pretty awesome.
Again, it's just responsibility for me to help grow our sport, but I'm blessed for the opportunity.
That's awesome.
So rumor has it is that you want to face Gordon Ryan. Now, despite the size difference, how much truth is it to that rumor?
I wouldn't mind it. It'd be pretty cool.
Oh!
At that size, he's huge.
But that's what's beautiful about jiu-jitsu, that it's actually possible for someone smaller versus someone bigger, right? In any other sport, they would get destroyed. But because jiu-jitsu is on the floor, it makes it possible, which is what I think is beautiful about jiu-jitsu and what I would like to show the world.
Well, and by the way, you grew up just down the road in Camden, New Jersey. What's it like to be inside of Madison Square Garden right
It's
now?
insane. I grew up in New Jersey, and being back in New York City, being here, having New York pizza again, thank God. It's really nice. I love it. It's a real experience.
It's incredible. I mean, it's cool for us to be here. I mean, this is the Mecca, right? The world's most famous arena. I am always so impressed with people that learn another language quickly and are able to become fluent. And you did so with Portuguese using what, Google Translate?
Yeah, I just taught myself with Google Translate.
How long did that take?
Like probably a year and a half, a year. But wow. Yeah. DC, what's your favorite pizza in New York?
Oh, pizza?
Yeah.
You got a place for me?
Yeah.
Where?
Lucali on Henry Street.
Hook me up.
Come on, man. Don't
Come on,
Mike.
I'm small, but my mind's a heavyweight. So I have the same mentality as you with food, life.
Pizza?
I'm a heavyweight.
Okay. Yeah. That's why you want to wrestle Gordon Ryan.
Yeah. So we know that you are a master of jiu-jitsu. Can you demonstrate us some stuff that Charles Oliveira does?
That Charles Oliveira does?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. He does a Darce choke.
Can you show us? I want you to show me.
I'll show you a calf slicer.
Yeah, so what makes it so special? Yeah.
All right, I'm going to show you a calf
I'm
slicer.
going to hang on to Mikey's glasses
So
for him.
anything here, I remember he had a calf slicer in one of his matches. I'm going to go here. I'm going to lock. I'm going to start going here.
Yeah, watch
and as I go here, I'm going to put my knee behind my foot. I'm going to hug.
Uh-oh.
And that's going to instantly start breaking.
He's trying to break my boy leg, man.
Almost broke my knee. Hey, I've known this cat since he was 12 years old, man. So
that's why being on the mats with him.
So here's the thing about Oliveira, right? He said, and Chandler thought that he wasn't actively chasing submissions. When you watch Charles on his back, is he actively trying to find subs?
I think his whole game is only chasing submissions.
Chandler thinks that he's falling. He's kind of getting into them, not by. Charles goes, I'm always trying to find ways. How's he doing that?
He's just constantly putting himself in spots to find submissions. So, like, if he gets taken down, he doesn't care. He'll just land. So he gets taken down. He'll go, boom. Already
he does that. He does that.
All submissions like that. He never just stays in one spot and stays like this. He's always just
He got Kevin Lee with a triangle.
He'll start sitting up like this, and then they start coming into it, and then boom, triangle.
Yes.
So he's always trying to make, like a scramble to start a submission. So his game's completely submissions.
So it's not about like the.
He doesn't care where he is. He's just looking for submissions every second.
Yeah.
So tell me about Paul Craig. So you just did a triangle on me right there. Can you show me how Paul Craig sets up his triangle?
Paul Craig? Yeah. I don't know how.
Well, typically from the overhook. So like he had an overhook here, yeah.
Oh, from this scenario, okay. So typically you're in this scenario here and we're trying to set up the triangle. We put our knee in like this. We start threading the arm like this. So then you bring your shoulder to my body. And now I can thread in the triangle here.
This is what he did to Magomed Ankalaev, I believe.
So we're always like the threat, dual threat on the arm. So first we go to break the arm like this, and then you defend, bringing your shoulder into me. Now there's space to go triangle. So that's what's beautiful about jiu-jitsu. It's always puzzles. Attacking one thing gives you another thing.
I'm so sorry, man. I just got makeup all over your shirt.
It's all good.
I just got makeup all over my man's shirt.
It's from Dean Thomas. It's cool.
Yeah, it's from me. So if your girl
now you sign my shirt after, so then it's like officially your shirt.
So the rear naked choke with Oliveira. So tell me how to set that up.
All right. So I'm on your back, right?
Hey, on that to that point, is Oliveira getting them, or are they just so beat down from his striking that he's getting these submissions? Because
I think it's a mix.
He beat down Dustin Poirier to the point that he submitted Dustin Poirier.
I think when they're exhausted, it definitely helps submitting people, right? Like they're exhausted, right? But I think that he's just constantly attacking them over and over, like how I showed you, like weird things. He's trying to stand up and then shoots a triangle.
Yeah.
That he just finds it in all these different spots, right? So the rear naked choke here. We're going for the rear naked choke here. His chin's down, whatever. He gets under the chin. He brings his hand under. He locks the rear naked choke. He locks here.
Oh, he does that so good. He almost catches with that choke arm. He almost uses his chin to almost like cinch him in.
And now the fingers are under, are ready to expose the neck. And now when we're here, we're just bringing our elbow back and forward.
But you could choke him with one arm.
If you have the correct mechanics, yes, and that's what jiu-jitsu is, all about mechanics.
Mechanics, like he's got this on there, his head down.
And all I have to do is bring my chest forward, connect my fingers to his back pressing, and then my elbow goes back, and instantly we'll put him to sleep. So then imagine you go here and you lock the choke.
No, dude, come on. Dan, come on. Hey, dude, teach me. Dan, get on the ground.
No, we're not doing this.
Dan, get on the ground. Dan, get on the ground.
We're good.
I'm on air. Dan, get on the ground.
Dan, get on the ground.
Why?
Can I choke him or you want to choke him?
I'll show you.
Nobody wants to choke me.
Tell him not to let go until he goes to sleep.
On his back.
No, do not.
I want you to
Mikey, go until he goes.
Hold your nose.
Mikey, put him to sleep.
When I tap Mikey,
I'm gonna go to jail.
do not. No, don't do that. Go. Let's go. I'm suing the UFC.
Go, Mikey.
Mikey, it's
No. You're not tapping.
I'm tapping.
How did you tap so fast?
No way.
Dude, you
tap.
How did you tap?
He cinches that in there tight.
How did you tap so fast?
Did he Robert Whittaker you? What happened?
Wait, so now it's my turn. I get to try it on
We're
you.
not doing this.
Yeah.
He just said I get to
Will
try.
you
Mikey
let
said,
me? Will you let me? A little
let
lady?
Laura do it.
A little lady.
Let Laura do it. You can choose Laura or me.
There's a reason
I'm just a
I've
little
never been
lady.
involved in combat sports.
I do on you too.
He's
Hey, Mikey.
He's
Mikey
scared.
tried to choke me. You know, Mikey tried to choke me, man. No, Mikey, no.
Hey, take the back, Mikey. Hey,
Look at him. He wants to so bad.
December 5th,
Yes.
Fight Pass Invitational. Dude, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
With the
Thank
deal
you.
with the UFC
Mikey's a
and kick
sweetheart.
some butt.
Present your glasses back to you. I picked them up so they didn't get smashed.
Yo, what is up with jiu-jitsu dudes and like glasses? Look at that. They all look like you.
Smart
Superman.
people. They're smart.
Well, it's just everyone could train jiu-jitsu. That's what I love about it. It's not like one small group of people, you know. So I think that's what is like really cool about jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. Anybody?
You were really going to choke me out, weren't you?
He was going to put your ass.
He was gonna put you to sleep.
I wanted to hear you go.
All right, Mikey, thank you very much. We have a little dancing competition that we have coming up, which is why I couldn't let you guys choke me out because I had to take a part of it. Take a look at this video. All right, did you guys see this? DC, did you take a look at that?
No, I need to see it one more time.
All right, let's run it one more time.
Or Laura can explain it.
I can explain it.
This is really this is unique.
It is unique. It is a trend right now to see, especially a lot of husband-wife.
Okay, here it is.
Yeah, here we go. Let's take a look. It's got to be the inside leg. I think that's critical. The inside leg.
So this is Sanko on the ground.
And I am so gracefully. I should really stretch out.
Oh,
for this, guys.
you are in trouble, Laura.
I should really stretch out.
All right, I want Dean, Dan, me.
All right.
Okay.
All right, are we going shoes on, shoes off? How would you prefer?
Shoes on.
I think we're good with shoes on.
Because you want to grab her boot.
She has those
want to
big
grab her boot.
boots.
This is perfect.
I'm gonna put her boot off.
No, you need to.
He doesn't want to keep his
face that
custom
way.
shoes
Face
on.
that way.
He doesn't want to get all
You gotta
booted
put
up.
your foot more like this. Okay,
All right, here
I'm
we
gonna
go.
brace here.
Okay, you gonna brace
You
there?
want to grab my ankle. And I'm gonna hold on. I gotta prepare myself.
Oh, this is easy.
I have not stretched out.
Straighten that leg out. Straighten that leg out.
Okay.
Was she sideways?
The grace.
Oh, I don't know if this is gonna go well. Oh God.
Oh my God!
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus
I
Christ.
might
Made it look so easy, Dean. So much grace.
What leg did you
I had to get a good grip
No,
on the boot.
I gotta do the same way because I'm getting limber in only one direction here.
I think Laura should do it to Dan, actually.
There's no way. There's no way. Okay, I gotta brace myself here.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm gonna try to be even more. I wish there was music. I need
we need music?
Are
we going?
Go for it.
Go.
Why are you making that noise?
Hey, Laura.
It was hard.
Laura.
It was hard.
Relax. Hey, Laura.
Make me feel like a hippo.
Hey, you're coming up. You're going to get grabbed by a real man.
I'm waiting.
I'm like a real man. Yo, watch, Laura. It's about to be easy right here. I'm going to get you up, Laura.
I'm gonna stand over there in case you throw her.
So I got to put my foot right here.
I only weigh 117, you guys.
So I put my foot right here,
Yes.
take the leg, and just bring you up.
Yeah, I think you gotta do it fast.
You want it
Get
fast,
the
or you
moment.
tell me what you want?
I want it fast.
All right, you tell me what you want.
Oh boy.
Come on. How you want me to pick you up?
Aggressively.
Ready? Tell me when. 1, 2. Come on, Laura.
Oh my
There she is. You see that?
He's so
That's how a real
powerful.
man do it. That's what a real man do right there.
Journey. I went
You
for
saw
a
that?
journey on that.
She
Woo.
came up quick, didn't
That was
she?
good.
Why y'all making my girl feel like she heavy?
Right?
You were light as a feather.
Thank you.
I mean, dang.
Thank you.
All right,
Good
now that
job.
we're up,
We're back. We're back.
We're back. Yeah, we're back.
now that
We're
we're up
fighting to
here,
start the show, me
we
and
have a
Laura.
lot of great former college wrestlers on
Yes.
this card, so we're going to do a little wrestling demo, starting with you, Dean.
Well,
something we can see.
I'm going the different direction because Paul Craig is fighting Bo Nickal, and a lot of people give Paul Craig a lot of slack for pulling guard, but there is something to that, right?
Okay.
Especially when you're fighting a guy like Bo Nickal, who he has zero chance in getting to this floor. All right, so here's what's going to happen. All right, Paul Craig's going to work his way into a punching situation because his shot is terrible, so he's going to punch in to a clinch. Boom, boom. He's going to punch into a clinch and then get this overhook. As he gets his overhook, he pushes forward. As soon as Bo Nickal pushes back,
that's when he jumps. Yep.
Boom.
That's when he jumps. That's when
and
he
then
jumps.
boom.
Ooh.
Oh.
Triangle right
You
here.
still got all that, huh?
I still got a little something
That's
left
flexible.
in me. Yeah.
That's flexible, Dean.
Yeah.
Good job. Good job. All right. You know, my amazing wrestling accolades. No, but every good wrestler has to have a wizard chip. If you do judo, it's called an uchimata. It was one of my best takedowns because I was never good at shooting doubles. I never got good at that. But this one I like because it comes from an overhook, right? And as, again, just like Dean said, if I push into RJ, he's gonna push back to me. I can do it without tricep or wrist control, but ideally you also have tricep or wrist control on this side. So as I push, he pushes back, I turn,
Ooh, nice. That's nice.
yeah, and then you land, you're based out, and you just start elbowing the shit out of his face. Just, 12 to 6.
Oh, yeah, 12 to 6.
Legal. Legal now.
Which
Yeah.
are legal now.
God, it feels good.
Okay, so one thing about Bo Nickal, right, when he takes his shots, the reason he's safe is because whereas we're here, normally a double leg goes to this side. What Bo does really well is when he throws off the 1-2, he then takes his head to the opposite side and runs you over. One of the things you can do is stuff the head to defend his takedown. But because Bo Nickal's so fast and he's so high level that when he goes, it's like together. And he's already going to that double, and that's why you see guys flying across the octagon.
Oh, Jesus.
It's here, and he's hitting them there. He's hitting them there, right? And
DC
when
okay?
Come here. when he hits them there, it's this, and he's collecting this leg. This one's trapped, and he's running through this opposite position, and the feet go. And then Bo Nickal's an athlete, so he'll then throw his feet like a cartwheel over to the other side and land in side control. But, again, high-level wrestling. Also this type of stuff, chest to chest, push him. Me and RJ are fighting in the clinch here. Now I just take here, little foot sweep. Or you catch the foot sweep and then you hop and you hop and you hop and you hop. And then you
Hey,
fall.
throw him off the edge of their stage.
Right? Like there's so many different ways Nickal can take you down. I think that, though, those are the ones he has to use against Craig to stay safe when he secures those takedowns.
I want to see Dan demo a takedown.
Yeah.
What's your favorite takedown?
Just pull guard.
I just like when
Can we do a couple leg kicks?
No, we've already done that. I just like shoot, just sing like
sweep
right there,
Hey, what about
sweep right here, sweep right there.
Dan Helly with the takedown.
You remember that one time we were at the Apex and I just picked Dan Helly up?
Yes, I do.
He was so mad.
I do.
I'm sweaty.
I do.
He hated it. He hated another man could just pick him up off the ground.
Let's shoot a basketball. Let's hit a golf
I would
ball.
kill
Well, listen. So
I like it when you pick
all
me
this
up.
is fine
Makes
and
me feel like a
dandy.
lady.
But New York is not the same unless we have Stephen A. Smith chiming in, and we caught up with him earlier. Here he goes.
Stephen A. Smith here to give you some expert UFC analysis. We are in New York City. That's my city. And I am jubilated to be at Madison Square Garden. I saw the Knicks win a championship here. I was there when Muhammad Ali fought Mike Tyson for the heavyweight championship of the world. And just yesterday, I saw two crackheads fighting over a pet rat the size of a raccoon down at Penn Station. So don't ever question my authority on combat sports. But the GOAT, Jon Jones, is back to take on Stipe Miocic. And I spoke to Stipe. He feels very disrespected that he's not getting the love. I haven't seen a heavyweight this upset since my brother DC found out they discontinued the McRib at McDonald's. And let's not forget Chris Weidman is back in his home state of New York City. He trained very hard for this. He crossed all his T's and dotted all his I's. If you remember his last fight, he stuck his fingers in that boy's face like it was a bowling ball. And I can't wait for Saturday night. The fight card, prodigious. The energy in New York City, tantalizing. UFC 309 will be epic. And as we say in my Thai Jitsu class, us.
There you go.
Oh my
there you go.
Stephen A came out.
Stephen A talking about D&A. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, D&A. Hey, that McRib something else, though.
You know
that McRib something else.
And I know you be upset when they don't have it on the menu.
Hey, you know, it's seasonal.
Yeah, it's seasonal.
Yeah, it's seasonal. They bring him back every now and again. That's a bad boy, that McRib, though.
Yeah.
That's one of the best ones you've done.
Yeah.
That was good.
Stipe?
Yeah, Stipe.
Weidman?
Yeah.
That was good. That was good. And anytime we can make fun of DC, it's good. All right, you guys ready for a little You Better?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right, this is where, if you haven't seen this before on the official UFC weigh-in show, this is where these guys pick an athlete, I throw an athlete's name out, and they say, this is what you need to do if you want to win. So obviously we're going to start with DC and Jon Jones.
Jon Jones, you better maintain distance and keep Stipe Miocic at kicking range, specifically. If he is within the range where he can punch, he's dangerous. You better keep him at range, keep him at distance so you can just blast him with those nasty body kicks that you possess.
All right, Stipe, Dino.
Stipe, you better box Jon Jones. He wants to be in kicking range. You better get close enough to where you can box this man and outfight him on the inside. Stipe, I think you got better hands than Jon. If you can get on the inside, you can do some damage.
Charles Oliveira, Senko.
Charles Oliveira, you better bring the fight out of Michael Chandler. Fight the ego. Cause him to come at you with that reckless abandon, and you will find your opportunities to get your strikes off, get it to the ground if you want to do that. But you got to get Michael Chandler to not be patient. You got to get Michael to Michael.
Michael to Michael. How about
Michael? Go to Michael.
DC.
Iron Mike, you got to show some patience, man. You got to, at some point, realize it does not have to be all gas. Take your time. Know that if you can land on Charles Oliveira, you can put him down just like you did in fight number 1. Don't rush, though. Take your time. It doesn't have to be early for you to get him out of there. It just takes one for you to have an opportunity.
Bo Nickal, you better, Dino.
Bo Nickal. I actually think Bo Nickal can win in the striking affair. So, Bo Nickal, take advantage of Paul Craig's lack of striking. I've seen you throw punches before. You look pretty good at it. You've got knockout power. We know this. So, Bo Nickal, I'm saying like this. Why take the fight to the ground where he's probably better than you on the ground? Box him. You better box.
All right, Paul Craig.
Paul Craig. Paul, you're doing this for Scotland, Paul. You're representing the home country of Scotland. I feel like I'm fucking up this accent really badly.
No, it's actually really good.
You need to go out there, and you need... I can't keep going with that.
That's pretty good.
You got to use your tricky stuff, right? Wrestlers are going to dominate in the position, but even from bottom, you are so dangerous. Pull out the jiu-jitsu stuff that Bo Nickal is not yet familiar enough with in defending. Create scrambles, find your opportunities there.
Weidman, DC.
Chris Weidman, you better use your wrestling. Don't be one-dimensional. Eric Anders, like Laura said earlier, clean for the first time in his life. He's healthy. He seems fresh. You better use that wrestling because regardless of how good an athlete he is, he doesn't know how to wrestle like you. He can strike. Do not be one-dimensional. You've got to mix the arts, and you got to just enjoy this, man. Enjoy an opportunity to do something right here in Madison Square Garden, as the first 2 times it didn't really go your way.
Third time at MSG, still looking for his first win. It is time for Ayers Tech Defensive Strategies. Ayers Tech is a dual-action system that both shields and enhances the body's resilience and adaptability to environmental stressors like EMF. It's patented and trusted by pro athletes and UFC fighters like Michael Chandler and Macy Barber and others seeking optimal results. All right, we're talking defensive strategies brought to you by Ayers Tech. Sanko, let's start with you and Michael Chandler.
I actually have an Ayers Tech on my phone. Just FYI. You didn't list me as one of the people.
I did not, but apparently you're
fine.
angling for that right now.
It's fine. Michael Chandler, two things. You got to watch your exits. One of the things that Michael Chandler has a bad habit of doing is he enters the pocket so hot. He gets his shots off, but then range manage it when he is exiting the pocket or finishing up his combination. Sometimes it's what happened in the last fight. His right hand dropped, he got hit with the left hook. So he's got to watch his exits after his combinations. And then secondly, he's got to guard his back. Charles Oliveira is so good at shooting head outside singles and doubles. Chandler needs to use the whizzer and not allow him to come around the back when he's defending takedowns. What that whistle put
You
that
better
thing
be
careful. It has been
Y'all
a
better
minute.
just coming on. Y'all better be careful as I'm putting it on.
That's for rapid fire.
I'm not even hiding no more. I'm just putting it out there for y'all to
bright
know. Y'all
orange.
better be on y'all game or it's coming out.
Why did you give him that, RJ? You're talking Bo Nickal, Dean.
All right, Bo Nickal. All right. Bo Nickal, he's not going to be able to help himself. He's going to take Paul Craig down, I feel. So if you're going to take him down, you got to have good posture inside top guard. You can't lean forward, leaving your arms around. You got to have good posture. Make sure you're up tall, and then you can be able to throw punches from there. Now, if you're standing up in his guard, you have to watch your legs. This is my second key. You have to watch your legs. You can't allow Paul Craig to swim underneath you, grabbing your legs, fishing for legs. I'm sure that's going to be part of Paul Craig's strategy is to go for leg locks against a wrestler. So two things, guard posture from top, and two, watch your legs when you're on top of him.
DC on Stipe.
Well, I just kind of said that, right? I said, Stipe, you better get inside the kicking range. He cannot stay at distance against Jon Jones. Look, Jon Jones is a very good striker, and he's very creative out there. A lot of the best work, though, is done with his kicks and his knees. Stipe needs to get inside of the kicking range, and if he can't, he has got to keep his elbows tucked. That's my second key. You got to make Jon Jones kick you in the elbow and kick you in the arm. You cannot take those shots to the ribs and to your stomach. You got to be tucking that elbow. You got to make him kick your arms in order to make him take some damage for throwing as many kicks. But he's got to get inside the kicking range, and when he's out there, he's got to keep those elbows tucked.
Good defensive strategies. EMF radiation. By the way, you should hold up the phone since you have that on the back of your phone. Is a growing concern for everybody. Ayers Tech is a dual action system that both shields and enhances the body's resilience and adaptability to environmental stressors like EMF. It's patented. It's trusted by pro athletes and UFC fighters like Michael Chandler, Macy Barber, Laura Sanko, and others seeking optimal results. Visit AyersTech.com to get yours today. And that actually is pretty cool that Laura Sanko has an Ayers Tech on her phone right now.
Hit me up, Ayers Tech.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for my call.
She's believing. All right, let's talk rent-free moments. Somebody on this card who's just been dancing in your head, living rent-free because of something that they have achieved in the past. Where shall we start?
Dean.
All right, DC, go ahead.
Let Dean go. Let Dean go.
Dean go. So it's not somebody on the card. It is MSG in itself. It was 2005. Or not 2005, but UFC 205, Tyron Woodley was fighting Wonder Boy, and this is backstage, and I remember they gave each other a kind of a little look, and then as soon as they got some space in between them, Conor starts going, what? And they started going out, yeah. I was like, oh my God.
Hold me back. Hold me back.
At the way, it was like, hold me back. I was like, oh my God, this is happening right here. It was about to happen right there.
That was awesome.
That was good. What about you, RJ?
We saw it demoed by Mike earlier.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, yeah, that's...
You remember that? Y'all remember that when Jon Jones stopped that thief?
Yep.
And then the same night, he became the world champion? I'm never going to forget that. Jon Jones was walking around Newark, New Jersey, stops a robbery, and then goes and stops Shogun Rua.
Pretty crazy. How about our buddy Chris Weidman, though? UFC 162, taking on the unstoppable Anderson Silva. The All-American wrestling kid, this blue-collar guy, comes out there against the flashy Brazilian, who I feel like was showboating more than ever in that fight and knocked him out.
That was such a cool moment. All right, how about this? Bo Nickal, his first fight on the Contender Series this year against Zachary Borrego. We were talking about him for weeks. We couldn't wait for him to come on, and then in 62 seconds, he takes care of business in this fight against Borrego, winning by rear naked choke. It actually happened so quickly that Dana wanted him to come back and do it again, and he did it even quicker, I believe, the second time around. But there was just so much hype behind this guy coming in, and he certainly has lived up to it so far.
This was more than rent-free. I had to take out a second mortgage. This is in my brain so much. Charles Oliveira's calf slicer against Eric Wisely. When you have a submission where you're like, what is hurting? Is it his spine? Is it his calf? Is it his knee? Is it his soul? He just is just in immense pain. Watch this face.
It's the knee.
Everything hurts. What's happening? My body's exploding. That's the face. That's a professional mixed martial arts fighter that's freaking out.
For our female fans and fans with women in their lives, introducing Innovo, your pelvic floor training partner. Scan the QR code now or visit myinnovo.com to take advantage of our limited time 50% off offer and start regaining your pelvic floor strength and confidence today. There is the QR code, and it is time now for the horsing around part of the show.
Yes,
I believe. Do
yes.
you want to explain that?
I do. We mentioned earlier the love of horses. I want to get you comfortable with horses in baby steps. I'm not sure if you're aware, but there is a sport called hobby horsing, very popular with 13-year-old girls from Finland. So we're going to start you out there. And I have brought my very good friend Gina, who is getting mic'd up right now. She is a lifelong equestrian, and we are going to do some hobby horsing dressage. So let's go on out to our arena, and I will allow
dressage.
Gina to take it from here.
I've done dressage a time or two in my life.
Have you?
Is Gina mic'd up?
That hard to believe. I think she's ready to go.
Oh, she's good to go. All right.
Yeah.
Yes, today I am identifying as your hobby horse judge for the discipline of dressage. And if you're not aware of it, Madison Square Garden is actually very historical for horse showing. So, and I think that's, Laura, that's crazy, because how would you get horses into
we were
the
talking
city?
about on the way here. So it would be a logistical nightmare. I want no part of that.
So we're going to be working on footwork, the connection you can build between you and your amazing four-legged athlete, and we're just going to go for it.
But it's kind of unfair she gets to wear a jacket.
No, listen.
She got that jacket from me.
Okay, guys, look. Laura's coming with the jacket. Okay. Does anyone have the sticky butt
See, I'm
pants?
looking at these pants. I was like, well, she must do dressage.
She does.
I saw her pants. I was like, she
does everything.
Is that your jacket?
Yes.
This
This is my show jacket. It's a little tight. It's been a while since I've done a show, but we brought her out of the closet. I've got everything I need. Everything I need.
We all get our own horse?
Come on, secretary.
Obviously.
Okay.
Well, hey, I got the. Remember when Django was riding the horse?
Oh yeah, Django was riding that. Hey,
Oh, is Senko doing this?
Yeah, there's apparently an image of me.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to find the screen.
They're spinning it. They're spinning it. We're coming around.
No, here comes the.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at Laura.
There I am. I'm not doing anything. I think I should go last. I don't know.
You should go last.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, and the helmet.
Proper helmet.
I mean,
Laura's
safety
in
first.
business.
Where is my steed? I think
I'm gonna borrow. Yeah, let me just warm up your steed for you.
Okay, thank you.
What's a steed?
This is your steed.
Oh.
So what we need to do and focus on footwork, the elegance, and the relationship that you build with your beautiful, magnificent animal.
Okay.
Now, so there's going to be two things that's going to be a little bit of added points. So you guys are familiar with Muay Thai knees, right?
Yep.
Okay. So a horse can do a pee off, and that's going to be like this.
Oh, I
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
That's the move I'm going for.
3
today.
movements. We're going to do a walk, a trot.
Trot.
You can throw the pee off in. Extra points.
Wait,
Okay, and a
what's the pee off?
canter.
Show
Like
me
this.
pee off?
High,
Oh, yeah,
high
I'm
knees.
definitely doing that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, switch stance, right? Horses have a lead leg too.
Okay.
So this is a canter. This is switch stance.
That's called a tempi.
That's a tempi change, DC.
Oh, this is
now look.
easy.
Hold on. I've seen your social media.
I look great.
Sexy does not. That's
Oh, okay.
Conor McGregor has nothing on you. I've seen it.
Well, thank you very
DC.
much.
Okay, I got it. I got it. Yeah, I got it.
All right. Cue the music. This is freestyle dressage. Normally you would memorize a routine. Gina, where's A? I know they don't know what that is. Are you going to be A? Okay.
I'll be A.
So I need to start from over here. Whoa. She's. I got to settle her down. Shh. Okay.
This is a slow walk.
Mm-hmm. This is a slow walk.
Do horses?
Oh, she started. Oh, wow.
Oh, so you got to bow to the.
Oh.
Is that a trot?
It's that knee
Saunter?
thing, man.
Yeah, what's the knee
That's
thing
the
again?
Muay Thai knees right there. Ooh, she side jump.
Ooh.
Oh. Hey, Snoop Dogg calls that crip walking.
Don't laugh. Don't fucking laugh. Straight face.
He's so serious about it.
Yeah, I want to win this shit. I definitely got to win this.
And here we have Senko making a beautiful right lead change into the corner.
Oh, lead change.
Crossing. Nice lead change. Oh, here we have the tempi changes. The switch stances.
Oh, there's that one right there. He's back.
It's the high knee. We're all doing it for this long?
I request
kind of long.
Look at the grace and the connection and the control.
Whoa.
Lovely.
Whoa.
Absolutely phenomenal job
Okay.
by Miss Senko.
That's nice.
On her noble steed. Center line, exquisite. Absolutely prestigious.
Good work. Good work.
That was beautiful, Lars Senko. Back up. Back up.
From beauty to the beast we go. Look at this. Oh, my God.
You gotta wait for the music.
You see that? I'm going to A. There's A right here.
She's A, yes. You have to put your hand down. There you go.
Nice work.
Look at her.
Here we have Daniel Cormier making a beautiful left lead transition into the corner. Sidestepping. We call that the crip walking of dressage. DC is mastering. He needs to use a little bit more arena if he wants to get higher points, but the pee-off here with the Muay Thai knees are stunning.
Whoa, oh.
Coming into the corner backwards. Oh, and a nice...
That was...
Oh, that's hilarious.
Is that a 360, 180?
You're supposed to have a pleasant look on your face. You're constipated.
I look scared. I look scared. I'm scared of the horse.
That's good. That was good.
I'm sweating, dude. I'm saying, dude, it's hot up in here.
The pressure.
Oh, my
The
God, it's hot.
absolute pressure you get.
Dean entered the side of the arena. That's actually a disqualification, but it's fine. Keep
Don't worry.
It's okay.
I'm gonna make up for it.
There we go. Open it up, Dean. There's the crip walk.
Here we have Dean Thomas with some custom horseshoes on his horse.
Look at the connection that he
it's
has
tight.
with that horse. I've never seen a horse do that.
I don't want to follow this. I think we have our winner.
You're outside the arena.
We have the high knees of Dean Thomas and his
good.
noble steed picking it up.
Back to A.
Oh, yeah, spin it.
Back to A.
That was the fastest
That's
pirouette
strong.
I've ever seen, Gina.
That is strong.
Good luck, man. That was good, D.
That was good, Dean. That was good.
But you're not graceful, though. You're not graceful.
You were graceful.
You saw me?
I don't know if I call him graceful.
Touching the ground.
Yeah, I know.
DC put a lot of thought into that routine.
I did.
You did.
It was good.
I was actually
I hope
very.
I get judged by it.
I was
Dan,
very
enter,
impressed.
enter down center line.
Okay.
That's the straight line in front of her.
Make sure you do the neat thing.
Dan, what is your horse's name?
This is Mo.
Mo. Okay.
You know how they say you never want to follow a legend? Like, I feel like I'm following a legend
Yeah.
right now.
3 of them.
All right, let's
Three
go.
of them.
No, Dan. You got to do the high jump, high knee thing.
Beautiful.
Oh, slow. Ooh.
Dan and Mo.
I'm going backwards first.
Whoa.
Wow. And then we do the high knee.
It's too fast. It's too fast.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, it's good. That was a good
I'm a
experience.
little
very good.
faster,
No.
dude. I'm just a
That
little
was a good-
faster. Then you go here. Then you go here.
You had a beautiful
then you go
squat
here.
over the
Oh, my
cone.
God.
He's like he's trying to
DQ.
run like a running back.
Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm thinking cone drill.
A turn on the haunches. Beautiful turn on the haunches by Dan and Mo. A dip. Never seen that before.
He's not carrying Mo. He's carrying
That's
Mo.
new.
Thank you.
Well, Dean.
Man, that was hard.
Now, you guys need to line up into the center of the arena so you can be judged.
My horse is one of those that doesn't like to stand still.
Judged
so we're
at the
gonna have a hard
walk?
Time. Oh.
Oh.
The Cormier team is in
Where
the
should
back.
we stand?
Hey, the Cormier team is very, very nervous about this judgment.
What do we stand like here?
Everybody stand in a line in front of your judge.
Okay.
Oh, it looks like DC's horse might be
He's right here.
on Benadryl. Okay.
Hold your reins, you guys. Jeez.
Well, my rein is way down here.
Well, fix it.
It's broke.
Well, it's underneath. It's a different tactic today.
Yeah.
There's no.
I have. Oh, no more in Gil. I have to say, coming in first with their beautiful, spectacular performance that you can tell comes from long years of. It's going to be Laura Sanko.
Man, that's bullshit.
But coming in very close. Coming in very close. All right, hey, my belt.
No, it was not for the belt.
The reserve champion of this class is going to be DC.
This is insane.
Listen,
this judge is on the
there
tape,
may be
man.
a slight conflict of interest, but Gina is an amazing judge, okay? Listen, my horse is freaking out. I got to go, okay? All right. Don't throw that at me.
No, all right, no wheel spin here. We have Jon Jones weighing in right now, guys. Step into the scale.
Gentlemen around whom this entire fight card was built, the undisputed UFC heavyweight
Gina,
champion
thank
of the
you.
world,
Sorry we're not
and
seeing
the
you, but
consensus greatest
thank you
mixed
for your
martial arts
time.
athlete
Good
of
work,
all
Tina.
time, Jon
Tina?
Bones
Who's
Jones.
Tina?
Here comes Jon Bones Jones weighing in. Second fight at heavyweight. Said that he was going to be a lot smaller this time opposed to what he was in his first heavyweight title fight.
237.6, the official weight
Yeah,
for
you
the
wait,
champ,
dude, that's
the native
11
New
pounds
Yorker,
lighter
Jon Bones
than he was in his UFC debut.
And with that, your main event for
UFC debut at heavyweight. I always thought that Jon Jones could fight effectively at whatever weight he fought at 205. I don't think he needs to gain any weight to be a good heavyweight. And here comes Basil Hafez.
All right, next fighter to the scale, competing in a prelim on ESPN Plus in the welterweight division, Basil Hafez.
And here is Basil, very scrappy guy. I think that's going to help him out in this one.
171, the official weight for Basil Hafez.
Been training with
Justin Gaethje.
Yep.
For a while. And
That'll
look at
get you
that! Look
ready.
at the look
That'll
on that
get you ready.
face. That
feels
will
like
get you
this.
ready. Just about anybody.
Feels like training with Justin has allowed for him to prepare for this specific matchup. He thinks it's great.
Good to see Jon Jones weighing in, taking his time and appearing ready to go. Looking a lot different than he did the last time around.
Yeah, he's small.
I think he looks better.
Yeah, he looks better smaller.
Welterweight
Wonder Boy.
division, Basil's
Oh my God,
opponent,
Wonder Boy's
Welsh
up in here.
gangster Oban Elliott.
We've got Oban Elliott here, and I know, listen, guys, I know we're not supposed to have favorites, but I got to tell you, after seeing this guy on Dana White's Contender Series, he has absolutely become one of my favorite fighters to watch. Amazing story.
170 on the nose, the official
170 on the
weight
nose.
for
Amazing story.
Oban
I won't try to
Elliott.
get into it here because it's too complicated, but go look it up. Amazing fighter, 2-0 in the UFC so far, looking to make it 3-0.
He does a really good job on the mic after, too.
He's just awesome.
He's so fun.
I just love that kid.
Yeah, he's so fun.
Jon Jones going to be joining us here on the weigh-in show in about 5 minutes. Going to be fun to talk to him. Until then, we're going to play a little rapid fire. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Bring it.
All right. Rapid fire. Most likely to retire after UFC 309. Stipe, Jim Miller, Chris Weidman, or Jon Jones?
Stipe.
Yep.
Stipe.
Yeah, for sure, Stipe.
Okay. Who does ring rust impact more, Stipe without an injury recently, or Jones returning from injury?
I think Stipe just the length of time, but I don't know that at heavyweight the timing and the speed is necessarily as much of a factor. I don't know that either of them. I don't think we're going to see them struggle.
Yeah, I'm going to say neither.
Yeah.
I don't think either of them struggle.
I'm going to say Miocic only because the last fight wasn't long either.
Yeah, it's true.
Right? It's like he didn't fight long against Francis. So it's been a really long time since he fought at all. And honestly, same thing for Jones. Jones fought for 2 minutes himself.
More important to the legacy of Jon Jones or Stipe this fight?
Stipe.
Stipe for sure. Jon doesn't need Stipe, but I think Stipe would definitely benefit by having Jon Jones on his resume.
Yeah, Stipe for sure. Because if Jon beats Stipe, he's just another legendary guy that he beat. Whereas with Stipe, it would be he beat the guy that nobody ever beat.
This would be the stamp on his
career.
Hall of Fame.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, yay or nay, Jon Jones must get multiple takedowns to win this fight.
Nay. He doesn't necessarily need that. Jon, that's one of the things that makes him so dangerous is he has so many different ways to win and be dangerous.
Nay, this was too easy. He doesn't need one takedown.
You said multiple, right? It's not. He doesn't need multiple. But I do think he needs to mix in the wrestling.
Yeah, for
If
sure.
it's just striking, he might find it's too dangerous.
Nay.
I did say nay, right?
Well, you need to say, you missed a great opportunity there.
That was good with the horse. All right, is Jones talking about Pineda too much? Is this coming off as dismissive towards Stipe? Stipe hasn't talked at all about what's next, whether it's retirement or another fight, whereas I feel like Jon Jones is talking as much about what is coming up next as he is this fight.
Yeah, it's kind of both. I do think he respects Stipe, but it does come off a little bit that way. But that being said, I think even with this fight, he feels like he can pick out super fights he wants to have in the future. So it's not necessarily even predicated on this result.
No, Jon is playing the hits. It's what we want to hear anyway. So I'm happy about it. So I think it's okay.
I think the whole thing's been disrespectful to Stipe. Like, everybody's, like, moved on from him. It really feels, look at my heart. It really feels, guys,
Look at his
honestly.
lips. Just keep talking.
It feels like it's a foregone conclusion that Jon Jones is going to beat this guy. It's crazy.
Well, certainly the odds appear to say that. What happens to Jon Jones next? Is it retirement, or is it Alex, or is it Aspinall?
Oh, my gosh. It's got to be Tom. I think it's a negotiation strategy. I'm hanging my hat on this.
He's not be scared.
He's not scared. Of course he's not scared. Of course he's not scared. He just needs to get paid.
Can I say it's going to be another 2-year layoff?
You can.
That's a depressing answer.
Another 2 year. Hey, listen, the sport is depressing. He's going to avoid Tom, and he's not going to fight. And Alex, they're not going to make that happen, so he lays off for a little bit.
Do those guys have 2 years at 36, 37 years old?
He's got time. Heavyweight, you got time. I mean, Stipe's 42. Yeah, I think it's going to be Tom Aspinall, but it's going to take some time. He's going to want to see a little bit more from Tom to see, like, right now it's hard to go fight him because you've seen no chinks. If you give a little time and you maybe see some things that you can exploit, I think he'd be a little bit more open to doing it.
And to be clear, when you talk about the negotiating strategy, Dana White has said the winner of this fight is fighting Aspinall next, period. So the Alex Pineda fight with Jones, according to Dana, is not happening.
So you think John's going to vacate and allow Tom to be undisputed?
I just think that, like Dean said, there'll be some time in between the fight because he'll want to see Tom in there with other guys to see. Right, because right now it feels like there's like a little bit of a.
But as the interim champion, or as
well, they're not going to strip him, so they'll have an interim champion and a heavyweight champion.
Again?
Well, we're still going to have that after this weekend, an interim champion and a heavyweight champion. I think what's going to happen is Jones will. You want to see something in terms of a negative. He hasn't seen that, so right now the only thing he can go off of is like, well, this guy's like bigger, stronger, younger. This is dangerous. Until you see Tom maybe get dropped or Tom do something in a fight where he struggles, maybe a close fight. And he'll go, okay, I'll go fight him.
It's going to be fun to see how this plays out. What's more likely, Michael Chandler winning by knockout or Charles Oliveira by sub?
I'm going to go with Charles Oliveira by sub.
Just because I've already agreed with you all day, I'm going to go, Chandler by knockout.
I was actually going to say that too, but it's more likely.
Yeah.
But I don't know if either happens.
All right, good move or bad move for Chandler to wait or to no longer wait for Conor?
Good move. He had to do it. He had to move on.
Yeah, very good.
Great move for him to move on.
He just got mistreated so bad too.
Yeah.
The whole time
everybody
mistreated him, but Conor was mistreating him bad the whole time. So yeah, great move to move on.
He said he was going to wait. He was going to wait, and then once they told him Conor's not fighting in 24, that's when he said he had to move. All right, last guy weighing in.
Is that James Yantop?
James Yantop.
Yeah, props to him for taking his fight. Now his guy's built different. I mean, obviously he took him a while to get to weigh in, but he jumped at this opportunity because he prides himself in being a Peruvian warrior. And he said he's going to get in Hoofy's face and just pressure him like no one else has ever done before.
166.2 for James Yantop. That is 1.2 pounds over the catch weight limit.
I mean, over the catch weight.
What did he announce the weight as?
166.2.
Ugh, so 65.
So what was he supposed to?
It was originally.
No, of course, but he was supposed to fight 55.
Yes, and then it was a catch weight as of yesterday, I think. Goodness.
Man, I hope that they just keep the fight.
Oh, he's going to fight. Yeah, he's going to fight now.
All right, thank y'all for coming out for the official weigh-in for UFC 309. We will see you for the ceremonials
later today.
All right. We're going to continue with rapid fire. How far along is Bo Nickal at this stage of his career in terms of readiness to compete with the top level guys?
We're going to find out. We're going to find out. This is even though people disrespect the striking of Paul Craig, he beat Shogun Rua. He went to a draw with Shogun Rua, and then he beat Shogun Rua. And a lot of it had to do with surprising Shogun Rua on the feet. So I'm not saying he's got the best striking in the division, but Bo Nickal needs to be careful to not completely overlook that element of Paul Craig's
people
game.
People are just looking at what happened last time.
Yeah.
And they're going, Paul Craig's done.
I get that.
When they're dismissing the fact that he's fought 5 former champions, his experience level.
And beaten Ankalaev.
He beats guys he's not supposed
Jamal
to beat,
Hill.
right? Think about that. He beats guys that he's not supposed to beat, and this could be another guy that he's not supposed to beat that he actually can beat. So,
how far along is Bo?
Oh,
when it comes to competing with, I can tell.
This
is still live television.
Snuggled up.
No, we were talking, and I guess Laura was like holding my belt and it's bothering me, but he's got a long ways to go. He's got a long ways to go. I hope that he recognizes that, and I hope the organization recognizes that. He's got a while. It's because they're like Khamzat Chimaev and Bo Nickal. I'm like, dude, he's way far away from that.
And he gets that, though. He's a smart kid. Don't you feel like he gets that?
I think that's his biggest advantage is that he does get that, because a lot of young guys with that type of talent were like, oh, I want to fight the best.
Yes.
But we saw with Cody Brundage, it put him in his place.
I was going to say, I think he gets it now, even more so after the Cody Brundage fight, because I mean, the expectations for Bo Nickal are so high. So that when he goes to a second round, we're all like, oh, maybe he's not who he said he is. Yeah. He is, but he's still, what, 6-0, 7-0?
Yeah, he's only 6-0. But again, it's like, even this, like, you can see in his answers to Khamzat. Before the Brundage fight, they were talking about him and Khamzat, and he's like, oh, it's never happened. Yeah. Now he's like, I've always respected him.
Yeah.
Right?
And he's like, and I got a ways to go. He said,
he's being much more smart about it.
The old gloves are back. Good move, bad move. What do you think about the old gloves being back for this one?
I'm ambivalent, but I think it's a good move. Whoever made the move, I'm sure had reasons for it.
I just don't understand why.
I tried the old gloves on last week, and they're horrible. I couldn't, honestly, I couldn't make a fist in them without squeezing and holding.
The old gloves or the new gloves?
The new gloves. The new gloves I couldn't make a fist in.
So you like the old gloves better?
I like the old gloves better.
I've heard that from a lot of fighters, that they don't like the position it puts your hand in, and
it's like it's supposed to keep them like this, but it stays like this. Like you have to squeeze to make a fist.
That would make the inside of your hands hurt so bad while fighting.
And your forearms.
Mm-hmm.
So what they've said about the old gloves, by the way, and they're going to kind of rotate it. They're going to use the old gloves in the next pay-per-view in December. And in the fight nights, they're going to continue to use the new gloves. The reason they came up with the new gloves was to reduce eye pokes, and the research to this point
has it shown that it has?
It shows that it has not reduced the eye pokes, and the knockouts are significantly down. So they're going to go back to the old gloves. But the volume strikes are actually up a little bit.
I was going to say, which actually, it sounds like, well, wouldn't you want to reduce knockouts for brain safety? Actually, that just leads to longer, more prolonged,
you're taking more damage.
drawn out
That's why I
boxing
think
type
boxing
issues
is
where you're
more
taking too many
dangerous
shots.
than mixed martial arts. I've always said that.
100%. And that's why you should never wear headgear. I'm a big believer, don't wear
Really?
headgear. Well, for cuts, yes. Headgear doesn't do shit for your brain. Does nothing for your brain.
Headgear
We're on
does.
YouTube,
Headgear actually almost gives you a false sense of like how much you can pressure somebody, because they're hitting you and they're not necessarily hitting you. But sometimes we're like hitting. We would hit each other, so you didn't want to press forward.
You go
too much.
way too hard and you take too much.
What fighter are you most looking forward to seeing besides the main co-main and Bo and Paul Craig's fight?
But I was going to say,
kind of a sleeper fight.
Well, my buddy, I got to shout out my buddy David Onama. I'm always excited to watch him fight. I think he's incredibly talented and has a really bright future and just continues to grow. And I think the more you get to see him on these big cards, the more he's going to grow his fan base. I love it.
Onama, he looked like Venom when he showed up the way in the day.
Dude, he's such a good guy too. Can I say something real quick? Because I told him I would say this. His dad is coming to watch him fight for the very first time ever. Has never been to New York, has never been to a UFC fight, and it's just a big
deal. That's the best when you can do that for your parents.
For his dad, yes.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
What's yours, Dean?
I'm going Rufy. I mean, that guy has been just spectacular. We talk about how good Carlos Prates looked against Neil Magny. Rufy's better than him. So I'm excited about watching him fight.
Yeah, shout out to the fighting nerds, man. They're just killing it right now.
I want to see Marcus McGee and Jonathan Martinez. Because I got to know if Marcus McGee is real. It seems as though he is, right? He's a guy that's been around for a while, finally got an opportunity. He's been winning. But now he gets to fight a guy who was him a little bit ago. Like, exactly who he is today is who Jonathan Martinez was a little bit ago, to the point that he got to fight against Jose Aldo. I think that'll be a fun fight.
I'm just throwing Chris Weidman in there. I just want to see how he reacts.
Yeah.
It's his third fight back after that leg injury. Lost the first one, won the second one. It was a little controversial with the eye poke. And here he is again against a tough guy.
Hey, that dude
Eric
that
Anders.
Chris Weidman fought said that he goes to bed at night hating me and Chris.
Yeah. Does not like you.
That's sad, man.
No, because they were
Because we made fun of him. Remember we put those glasses on?
The very beginning
But
of the
we were
show.
making fun of Chris.
And you know, that segment idea was yours, Daniel. Remember when you're like, let's go at Bruno Silva on air?
Yeah, you remember that? That
Producers told you not to.
All your idea
was your idea.
That was not. They can hear him now.
It was Mike's idea in the red shirt.
Okay, last question for rapid fire. Do you prefer a street hot dog or a slice of New York style pizza when you're here in New York?
Oh, you got to go with the New York style pizza, but it can't have too much flop. It's got to have the good undercarriage.
There you go,
It's got-
Portnoy.
I
Yeah,
know. I'm
right?
telling. I love that. I love that.
It's
bit.
so true.
Yeah.
New York pizza, easy. I had a street hot dog yesterday, and I waited like 2 hours before I ate it. It was not very
Did you carry it around in a plastic bag?
I did.
He carries everything around in a plastic bag. That's just what he does. Go.
So, pizza, because once I literally bought a hot dog and I walked around with it trying to convince myself to eat it.
Don't tell us a Weidman wife story in a bucket, please.
Threw it away. I literally just threw it away. I could not eat a hot dog off the street.
I was waiting for a Weidman story.
No, like Weidman shit in that bucket. I'm talking about, like, I literally carried it. And I was looking at it, because you know how it like floats in that water and they put it on the fuck. I was like, I can't eat
Why
this.
are you guys carrying your hot dogs and not eating them
Because I
immediately?
couldn't eat it. Like, my intention was to eat it, and it had bacon on it. I was like, oh man, I remember I used to be at clubs, and I would get drunk, and I would eat these hot dogs. And then I looked at it, I was like, I can't believe I ate this shit.
Laura, I'm sophisticated.
I'm too good for that shit. I'm actually too good for that.
That's what
I'm actually too good to eat a hot dog
You
off
gotta
the street.
carry it around in a
I'm
bag.
actually too good to eat a pizza off the street.
Nah.
I'm not too good to eat it off the street. I'm too good to eat it on the street.
There's some
I'm too good for that, dude.
great street dogs out there, especially out in Los Angeles. For our female fans and fans with women in their lives, introducing Innovo, your pelvic floor training partner. Scan the QR code now or visit myinnovo.com to take advantage of our limited time 50% off offer and start regaining your pelvic floor strength and confidence today. With that in mind, let's talk about a great matchup on the pay-per-view main card. Viviane Araújo, Karine Silva. Silva with a ton of momentum, but this is certainly going to be a very tough test.
Yeah, this is a big test for her. It's a step up. Viviane Araújo is very well-rounded, and she's very capable in every phase of the game. She's kind of the Neil Magny of this division, and that's a compliment, because like I was calling the card last weekend, and the more I thought about that, to be that in a division is a big deal, right? Viviane Araújo is the mountain that you need to climb if you're going to be somebody in this division. And Karine Silva, though, I'm telling you what, the finishing rate for a woman of this size, that's crazy. She's got a crazy leg lock game. Watch how she sets up her heel hooks. They are dangerous, they're nasty, but she's going against a vet who's very capable in every phase, so it's a big test for her.
So when you talk
Great
about,
fight.
Araújo was a vet, but think about the experience that Karine has. Like her
That's true.
experience in Brazil.
That's true.
She's got like 20 fights. So she's been around a while. She's got all the experience and the skill set that she possesses. You talk about her submission game, but her striking is off the chart. She's got a right hand that'll knock anybody out if she hits him correctly. So that's going to be a good fight. It's a good test for her to see what she's capable of at this level. We know what she's capable of, you know, back in the fights in Brazil, but at this level, at the highest level, this is a good test for her.
Going to play a little game of New York or not. We're going to put up a picture of a celebrity. You guys get your whiteboards out because you need to write this down on your whiteboard. DC, who you texting?
I was trying to tell this guy that we have to go do something after here.
Okay. All right, well, let's focus on the show here, buddy. We only have a couple more minutes, all right?
Okay.
All right. Okay, New York or not? Let's pop up the first one. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Is he obviously played for the Lakers and the Bucks, but is he originally from New York City?
That's a tall individual.
2,
Indeed he is.
How tall was-
Turn it
how
around.
is he?
Yes, he did.
Is he 6'11"?
He's a 7-footer.
Oh, is he?
Legendary. Power Memorial High School, I believe, here in New York City is where Kareem Abdul-Jabbar played. All right, Leo DiCaprio, New York or not, Leo DiCaprio.
Yes, no. 3.
Yes or no?
2, 1.
Turn it. No.
God.
Where is Leo from?
California.
Cali.
He looked like he's from California.
Well, yeah, a lot of guys are in California, not originally from California. All right, Sylvester Stallone, New York or not? Sly Stallone.
3, 2,
turn it.
1.
I feel like that's a trick question.
Dean got
yes.
it.
He's heating up.
Okay. Christina Aguilera. New York or not? Yes or no?
3, 2,
no.
1.
Yes. She is. The answer is yes. Christina Aguilera from New York. Cardi B.
Cheating?
Cardi B.
No. I got it right for the first time.
I mean, this is easy.
spinning?
Cardi
3,
B.
2,
Yay or nay
1.
from New York? Yes, yes, yes.
RJ, you think I'm cheating, huh?
James
I'm doing really
Gandolfini.
good. I'm really good.
One of the
3,
greatest shows
2,
ever, Sopranos.
Feels like
Yes
it
or
should
no? No?
He would be from Jersey, right? Like maybe Jersey?
Correct, he's Jersey.
Yeah, the show is in Jersey.
Same thing.
New York, New Jersey?
All right.
Oh, I know this guy.
Vin Diesel, baby.
Vin Diesel?
New York or
I know
not?
him.
I thought that was The Rock.
3, 2.
I'm done
1.
writing my answers before Laura. She's
Dean got
fucking
it.
copying me. She's fucking copying me.
I
Copying
You
me
guys
the
got it
wrong way.
wrong
I'm
together.
not.
Vin Diesel is no.
Is Dean winning?
Yes.
How?
He's rolling.
I know my New York.
How is Dean winning?
He's
How is
rolling.
Dean winning? This is fucking
All right, who's
crazy,
after
man.
Vin Diesel?
Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris is definitely not
There's no way.
from
3,
here.
Zippy chance he's from New York.
He is
1.
not from New York, though.
No,
Oklahoma.
no.
He's definitely not from New
was
York.
gonna say Texas.
He ain't from New York.
But
You know that.
It felt like it could have
2
been an okey doke, you know?
Huh?
How about
never
Dwayne
know.
The Rock Johnson?
Have you watched Young Rock?
Nope.
3,
I did.
2, 1.
Nope.
But Dean getting
It
them
is
all
a
right.
no. Dean and DC.
All right, all right.
Last one. If Dean gets this right, he wins.
This isn't for the belt, though, is it?
Dean
It is.
cheating on me.
Chris
Dean
Rock.
cheating.
Just guessing?
Give up your belt.
Let's go, Chris Rock. Yes or no
Dude,
from New
it's
York
over,
City?
bro.
2, 1.
Yeah.
Somebody's feeding
Dean
him
has
answers.
won.
Somebody was feeding Dean answers, bro.
Feeding Dean
Get your belt,
answers.
but while you get your belt,
Good job, Dino. All right, well,
Dean was not. Dean don't know all that shit, man.
Good job
I'm
getting your
sharing my
belt.
belt.
Dean does not know all this shit, man.
No, man, I'm
Someone
sharing my
feeding
belt
you
with the horse.
answers.
Somebody fed you answers the whole time, dog.
I know.
100%.
Dean, you got everyone right.
I know my New Yorkers.
all
you
right,
don't.
all right. Congratulations on the belt. We'll take
Dean
a
got
spin in a
everyone
minute.
right,
but first,
man.
we have the GOAT with us now. Jon Jones is joining us for the very first time. And, Jon, it is hard to believe that growing up just 3 hours away, this is your very first time fighting here at Madison Square Garden. This fight week been any different for you?
Has it been different? Yes, it is different. There's just a bigger buzz. There's more energy. I feel like my gratefulness is at an all-time high, and it's just awesome to be here at the Garden. I got to go to the Knicks game, and the Garden staff members just treated me so well. They made me feel so welcome, and I'm excited to just give them a great show this Saturday.
Yeah, it looks like you've been having a good time. I've seen you all over the city. Obviously, you've fought so many different types of the best throughout your career. And Stipe is a very well-rounded fighter. Is there anything that he presents in terms of a challenge to you that maybe you haven't seen before?
No, there's nothing that I feel like I haven't seen out there. I've been doing it for a very, very long time. I've got to compete against some of the best athletes the sport I've seen, and reminding myself of guys that I've faced in the past is what's helping me with my confidence going in there. One of the fights that come to mind is Thiago Santos. That guy, man, he hit so hard with both his left and his right, and he threw these haymakers and uppercuts and leg kicks and spinning kicks, and when I think about guys like that, when I think about puzzles like Lyoto Machida, and then you think about Stipe, who primarily depends on just the right hand. it helps me realize, okay, Jon, you got one real job to do. Just watch out for that right hand. Everything's going to be okay.
Jon, it was great to see you at the Apex last weekend, interacting with the fans, kind of soaking it all in. But, you know, at the end of the night, you took your shoes and your socks off and you kind of walked around the octagon and just kind of got that feel back. Why was that so important to you to go out there and do that?
Miss Nickal, you're just glowing today. You look so beautiful
thank you, Jon.
today.
Thank you.
Yeah. Why was it important? Just because every moment spent around the energy of the octagon is a good moment spent. It's been about a year since I've been around the UFC promotion, and just to take my socks off, just to see the blood that was on the floor, and just to feel a little bit of the fans' energy, it just felt good. I consider it like a simulation.
Jon, I already know that I'm glowing, so I don't need you to say that to me. But what I do want to know is you've had a tremendous career. You've had two independently successful Hall of Fame level careers. What keeps you motivated to keep doing what you're doing?
I was thinking you look more like a blueberry over there. I wasn't thinking glowing at all. What keeps me going, you know, I know potential is a terrible thing to waste, and I've had a great career, and I just want to use what I have left and just and do it perfectly and do it great. And the reason why I keep going is because I can. I guess that's the simplest answer.
So yesterday, the stare down with Stipe, it seemed to be pretty intense. You seem to be getting under his skin. What did you learn from that stare down?
You know, I learned a lot. I learned a lot about it. You know, I didn't feel like you really wanted to be in the situation, if I'm being completely honest. That's the way that I felt. You know, I've looked a lot of mean, angry, aggressive men in their eyes over the years, and there's a very indifferent look in his eye. Like, I really kind of feel like he doesn't really give a shit about most of it. I don't know if he cares if he wins or loses or not. Obviously, I'm going to go out there with the utmost amount of respect for him. I know he's a very dangerous man. I know he's going to give me what he has while he can. And, his eyes didn't show me anything that I should be worried about.
I always thought, Jon, this is Daniel, I always thought that you, as a light heavyweight, could compete at heavyweight without gaining any weight. I thought if you fought these guys at the weight that you and I fought, you would find success because I thought you were skilled. 237, that's 11 pounds lighter than the last fight. Did you do that on purpose to try to be smaller and be more like the guy that was fighting down at 205?
Yeah, I did. I've noticed the smaller I get, the more active I become. My output, you know, my movements are faster. My hips feel better. My high kicks are there. You know, like at 260. I'm sorry, I did get up to 260 at one point. But yeah, the bigger I got, I found myself depending on my boxing only. And I think with Stipe, my versatility is going to be key. My speed and endurance is going to be key. So, we noticed an improvement in mobility as the weight came off, and I just said, hey, let's keep this going. And I'm glad that we did that because I really do feel great today. I feel more like myself.
You're just better at those weights opposed to as bulky. You and I and everybody else, there's a bit of an animosity that goes into the fight, but you operate well in that. It seems as though with Stipe, you have found things now to kind of almost create a little bit of chaos. Do you just like it more? Like, I'm not going to sit here. Somebody said today, or they said, it's out of a question for Stipe to say something about someone's kids. And I said, I would have talked about somebody's kids because we're getting ready to fight each other. I mean, it is what it is. But do you like it better when there's a little bit of that thing underlying?
It's hard to say, DC. You know, I remember when you and I were fighting, I was just so passionate about it, you know, and like I didn't want you to have one day over me in training. You know, I remember I think we both trained on Christmas Day, trying to beat each other. It does do something special when you don't like the guy. But also I fought guys like Cyril Gain, where we were very respectful towards each other, and we saw how that fight turned out. At the end of the day, I never did anything wrong to Stipe, and I found a video a few months ago where he was in his living room and someone was talking about, you know, me and my legacy, and he was just like, my kids will never look back and look at me as an asshole. And I'll find the quote, but he said it. I'll never forget the way I felt that day. I thought to myself, okay, you're another one of these fighters who hate me for no reason at all. And then when he called me, you know, a bitch, I was just like, all right, it's clear that you don't respect me, and which is unfortunate because I've never had anything but respect for Stipe. I didn't make this stuff up. You never forget how you feel when you hear certain things, and animosity or not, you know, I'm grateful that whenever I step into the cage, I can set all emotions to the side and focus on what is what. And that's skills, tactics, timing, having fun out there.
Jon Jones, the GOAT champ, it's good to have you back. Good luck on Saturday. Thank you so much for joining us, too.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me on your show.
All right, Jon Jones in good spirits after weigh-in, and it's a shame he can't be here to join us now because Mackenzie Pavicic is talking food. It's DC's favorite segment of the show.
Here comes Mackenzie. My girl's back.
First of all, I like your sweater. I think you're glowing. I don't think you look like a blueberry.
Okay, thank you very much.
But if you were a blueberry, it would be a freshly washed one.
So Mackenzie out here just throwing out fucking compliments.
If you guys didn't know by now, I'm from New Jersey, right? I know a thing or two about bagels, but we are quite literally in the epicenter of the best bread products in the entire country. So I headed down to Russ and Daughters earlier this week to find out just why they have been the best in the biz for more than 100 years. Well, Nikki, it's so great to be here with you this morning. And Russ and Daughters has been here for more than 110 years, which I know that means in New York City, that is some success, some secrets in these bagels, and I want to get into them. How do we start?
Come, I'd love to show you how we make our bagels here. So we have this nice rested dough, and we're gonna make 3 strips across. We're gonna shape the dough into the round circle. So we're gonna put it into our former.
Okay, so once the dough is in,
yes,
I imagine one person stays there.
Right, and now you can see that the shape is happening. And we're gonna catch them coming out of the former.
Okay, so we've got a pitcher and a catcher.
Pitcher and a catcher. It's a team sport. You know, you're getting there. We got this.
All right. You can definitely tell which one I did. So a lot of resting involved.
Exactly.
Before it goes into the boil and the bake.
Right. So these bagels are first gonna proof, which means they're gonna go into it's almost like a sauna for bagels. Then they retard, which is just a fancy word for cooling down in a refrigerator. So actually, for us making our bagels, it's almost a 2-day process.
Wow.
People don't realize, you know, the time that goes into making a simple but delicious piece of round bread.
Yeah, and then one bagel, let alone a dozen bagels, let alone I'm sure.
We run a 24-hour operation. So if you come back at 3 in the morning, you will find us busy at work making bagels.
Okay, well this is really where the magic happens, the boiler. I know a lot of people don't realize you boil bagels before you bake.
That's what makes a bagel. This is our cauldron. So we have the hot boiling water with malt syrup.
Okay, so it gives it its color.
And that's right. And so we're gonna let the bagels swim in here for about 10 seconds till they start to float. Now we're gonna take these babies out. Good job.
You need to do 2 trips.
You got it. Beautiful.
Okay.
Now, very carefully, take the boards and you're gonna start to bring them into the oven. Be careful.
So total bake time, about 15 minutes.
It's about 15 minutes, so they'll go directly from here out into the counter for everyone to enjoy. So I made you the classic Russ and Daughters bagel and lox.
Okay.
This is the way I like it. Sesame bagel, scallion cream cheese, our Gaspé Nova smoked salmon, tomato, and onions.
Okay.
And that's the sesame bagel that you made.
Oh my gosh. So there's like a little extra love in this. I already know. I've never had lox on a bagel before.
Is that true?
It's true.
Really?
It's true.
Okay.
Well, many years here.
Knock your world.
I know, I'm about to realize that I missed out on decades of lox and bagel, but here we go. Oh my God.
This is iconic New York. You're tasting New York right here in a bite.
Very bold flavors that all just work together well. I would say that's kind of like how New York is too, right?
Right.
Now, there's a million ways to make a bagel. We say there's no right or wrong way, but there is a right or wrong way. And we're actually gonna leave it up to all the guys on the show. They're gonna make bagel creations, and we'll be watching.
I might have some thoughts about that.
And we'll be judging.
All right, as we said, we left it up to you guys to make some bagel creations. We're going to do our best to leave the judgments of these till the end because we've got a special guest that's going to come in. But I'm here with Nikki Russ, the man, the myth, the woman, the myth, I should say. The woman, the myth behind 110 years of Russ and Daughters. Dean, we're going to start with your bagel creation. Walk us through it because we know this is a little. You threw darts at the wall and you said.
No, I didn't throw darts at the wall.
Hold on, we got to bring in our special guest here.
Sorry,
Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, our guest judge. He's going to be judging with Nikki.
The man, the myth.
There we go. There we go.
Wonderboy Thompson. Okay, you said.
How are you doing?
All right, we're judging some bagels
I hope you're hungry.
today, right?
I'm starving.
We're going to try each of them.
Okay.
What you got, Dean?
All right, so first of all, I did not throw darts at the wall. This was very specific because I went with the cinnamon raisin because I needed some sweet. I have a sweet tooth. And then I went with the plain cream cheese because I didn't want to go too crazy.
Classic.
And then I needed some savory, so I had the kippered salmon.
You did not. With cinnamon?
Yeah, the kippered salmon because I need some savory. So
with cinnamon.
They don't even want to try it. Look at that. Look how excited they are. Look how excited.
This is absolutely amazing.
For science, we have to have the New Yorker, please.
I mean, you do you, but you're clearly, no offense, you're
a
clearly
novice.
not a New Yorker, right?
What, can you tell from the outfit?
I love the style. The bagel choice, though, I mean, I know you know so much about UFC, but I'm not digging your bagel.
Trust me, after you have one bite of that, it's going to be on the menu.
She's not going to eat it.
You know, I think that
Take a
I
bite.
love the cinnamon raisin bagel. I love the hot smoked salmon you chose.
Can I use this?
But I feel like they should live separately in your mouth, not together.
Try that big.
I
Try that
have
big.
a lot of things.
Okay,
Oh,
okay,
man.
you got the
Wonder
New
Boy.
York opinion
So
of
you have
this.
salmon on this right now.
Little bite, Wonder Boy.
With cinnamon and raisin.
With
We already
cinnamon
tried
raisin.
cinnamon
raisin,
Sweet
yeah.
and
Yeah.
savory
Big bite.
together.
I don't know, dude.
I tried to
don't
go
know.
Just nibble on
It
this
might not
shit.
be terrible.
I tried to go with the
I mean,
pulled pork,
it
but they didn't
smells
have it.
good.
Take a bite, son. Take a bite of that, Wonder Boy. What you think? The
You
oil
don't have to
come
be
out of
nice. Oh wait,
Oh,
just
don't
kidding.
say,
Nope.
don't say that, don't say that.
Stone face. Don't tell us what you feel
Just,
yet.
you
This
got to
is a
lock it.
face-off.
You got to lock
Okay,
it away. As
we're
we do all
going
the
to
taste
DC.
tests.
Lock it away.
All right, boys. All right, guys. So, let's go, Wonder Boy. So mine was here.
Spit it out.
All right, guys. You can't go wrong with a pretzel bagel. It's full. It's nice. Then I just had the plain cream cheese. I'm basic. And then I hit it with a little bit of tomato. I need something in there to add. Yep, right? Right, my sister? See, that sister right there going, yep. Yes, I got a pretzel bagel with some cream cheese and tomato. You
All
guys
right.
gonna try with me?
Let's go.
Yeah. Okay, Nikki and
Just take
and
them half.
Wonder Boy,
I
we're gonna
think
try
we
this.
should
We're
just
gonna try
hand
this.
them, not touch
Yes.
these, and then just hand these in the future.
So,
That's a good
Daniel,
idea.
you tried to change it to a salt bagel, and I said no. This is
is
going to
good.
be good on pretzel, so you're
This
welcome.
tastes good.
Okay, I stepped in.
You know what? I really like your choice because pretzel bagels are underappreciated. So I'm glad you're bringing some love to the pretzel bagel.
It's actually good.
Yep.
I like
Are you
I
ready
like
for
where you're
this?
I haven't even
Let's
tasted
go
it,
for it.
but I will.
Okay, here, I'm going to take this one for you. She's actually trying this one.
So all these bagels were made in our bakery this morning. Came
This is
straight
good.
All
to you
fresh.
guys.
All fresh.
So good.
I'm using this one to kind of wash the other one out.
Oh, that's an early judgment. Early judgment. We don't have open scoring in this,
I think
so
we know
we're
how
going to
that's
save it to
going.
the end.
Scoring.
Save it to the end.
So my bagel, I think I was slightly misinterpreted because I wanted to use an egg bagel for a little extra protein, but I have the onion, which is my number 2 choice, right? And then we put some scallion cream cheese on here because, like Daniel, I do like just regular cream cheese, but I like to add a little extra juice, so we have a little onion on onion crime. And then we have our gas-based salmon. So you got to throw the lox on there if you're having a proper New York bagel, right?
This one is similar to the one that I ate, so.
It's pretty good.
Ooh, I can smell it. It
right?
delicious.
Yeah,
Okay.
it smells good. Take a big
that
bite.
looks amazing.
I actually want to eat one now,
I wanna
too, while
eat
you're
yours
talking.
also.
What happened to the, did you just give them away? Oh, they're
Yeah, I did give them away to our judges.
I thought you were going to give them this, because this is like
I'm not going to touch this. Well,
Oh,
I know,
okay.
but it's just easier. They don't have to unwrap it that way.
That's fair, that's fair.
So mine is like a beginner lox bagel if you're not ready to fully jump into like the salmon. So I went with the lox cream cheese. I love a good caper. I mean, I love a good caper. It's a pickled berry. Yes, a pickled berry and some red onion for that peppery flavor. I feel like my flavors are aligned. We still have the lox, but it's like if you're not ready for full lox, this is a gateway drug to lox.
Okay, you guys are gonna share this one.
Let's go.
It was supposed to be an everything egg bagel, but I don't know that was available, so it's everything, like the normal everything bagel.
So, get your thoughts gathered. I'm about to drop this bagel. Nikki, Wonderboy, you guys got to get this gathered. You're going to talk amongst yourselves.
Are we conferring?
You're conferring if you want. I'll stand here.
Pro,
you guys
amateur.
go ahead and decide. We need a unanimous decision, though. There's no splits or majorities here. You can whisper to each other. Yeah. And then we're going to get a drum roll. We're going to get a drum roll.
Whispering on a mic is awesome.
Oh, I love this.
I've taken a page out of Joe Rogan's book.
Good, huh?
Bagel's amazing.
Cream cheese, so good.
Eat mine. Where did it go?
Your two are right there.
Oh, I do. Okay, yes.
Okay, all right, time's up. Time's up. We're back from commercial break. Time's up. Do we have it? Do we have our winner? Let's go. We gotta go. Undisputed. Pound for
Am I going for
pound.
it?
Pound for
All right,
pound.
I'll go.
Who's number one?
I mean, we're in New York, so the classic bagel and lox.
Yes.
That is a taste of this city. So hands down, the onion, bagel, cream cheese, and lox.
Fresh.
That's the winner.
Delicious.
Yes.
But
Where's the
our
belt?
number two,
Thank you.
what boy you want to say?
I think number 2 was definitely the was it the
Emily,
Emily? Yeah, 100% the Emily, and I just know which one was last.
The everything. That's it.
The everything. The everything.
But where did mine come in?
Everything bagel. Everything bagel.
9 years. My name's Laura.
She's Laura. This is Laura Senko.
There's
Emily.
Please make the introduction.
Yeah, Senko.
The everything bagel. The everything bagel. Fair. When you picked everything, I was like, okay, all right, she knows a thing or
So
two.
Senko
was
has
good.
the number 2?
She's got number
Yes,
2. All right.
number
Good job.
2.
1 and 2.
Now, if you're not first, you're last.
So where's mine? That's on.
So who's the first place loser? Who's in dead last? I gotta know.
I think y'all know.
Yeah, that's obvious.
I mean,
He's wearing the blue.
but you know what? You're not the only loser in this category because
Does that make you feel bad?
actually someone ran. I won't say who, but someone ran for governor of New York, and she went to order her bagel, and it was a cinnamon raisin bagel with lox.
Stop.
She had to drop out of the race.
That's how bad he was.
So you, unfortunately, Dean, you don't have a future in politics here in the state of New York.
Yeah.
You can take that back to.
That was amazing.
Take it back.
Yep.
Anytime
Yep.
Dean can finish dead last, which is a rarity, it's actually kind of fun for the rest of us to see.
Yeah.
You know what else is going to be fun for the rest of us to see? Mackenzie making her debut, reporting in Macau, China. Nickal working that card. John Gooden's working that card. It's
gonna be a good
Michael
one.
Bisping's working that card. And Mackenzie Pavicic working that card as well. I'll
Thank
be there
you.
too, working the desk.
Oh, there we go. We love it.
Nikki,
All right, well.
Wonderboy, thanks for joining us. You're gonna weigh in on
I'm
a couple more
sticking
things on the
around.
show. All right, let's get to the show. Thank you, Mackenzie,
fun.
very
Thank you.
much. Thank you, Nikki, very much. And let's take a little look at Jon Jones and what makes him so special.
I'm gonna take this with me.
Yeah, me too.
This is the future, Johnny Bones.
Yeah, let him know.
23, gonna hold on title for 20 years.
I'm just enjoying this ride, and it's only the beginning of magical things.
Jon Jones is the youngest champion in UFC history.
This is gonna test who I really am. Will I continue to be modest? Will I continue to be humble? A lot of questions will be answered about me. And I want to do it right.
I feel like I'm just getting started. That's the thing. You're at the end.
Am I at the end?
Oh,
Why is that?
Because I said so.
It is all over. Wow. Jon Jones.
There's human beings that have different temperament and a ruthless competitive drive that's almost terrifying to the ordinary person. That's Jon Jones.
I'm not saying I would fight you. I said I would kill you.
You could never kill me.
Oh, I bet you I could.
We're looking at the most unique talent in the history of sport. No one's ever been able to dominate like that.
So what is that like being Jon? Thinking there isn't another man on the planet that could do anything to you in hand-to-hand combat.
You have a responsibility of greatness.
Jon Jones has done a lot of things to himself.
Jon Bones Jones was arrested.
He tested positive for cocaine.
Jones is charged in a felony hit-and-run incident.
Stripped of his title, thrown in jail for a probation violation.
We have suspended him indefinitely.
He's made some mistakes. I want to see Jon learn from this.
I spent a lot of time in darkness, and it got really dark. And spent a lot of time being depressed. And to be back here and to have so much light and the cheers, it was a dream come true.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, family! Woo, woo, woo! Let's go.
I've learned a lot outside of Jon Bones Jones. Who's Jonathan Dwight Jones? I got to see how people treat me when I'm not in the limelight, when I'm not training for a fight, when my reputation is not the best. And the result of that is a greater appreciation for what this sport means, what this belt means, what it means to be in my position, to be talked about, to be hated, to be cared about ultimately. It's a blessing. To be the best ever is not meant to be easy. I kind of let go of always trying to please people and be what everybody else wants me to be.
Jon is like a genuinely sensitive, intelligent guy who's trying to do the right thing, but he's a conqueror.
Jon Jones is back!
It's what I do. High pressure moments, cards stacked against me, people not liking me. None of that matters right now.
Jon Jones has regained the throne! Wow!
I literally was raised in these arenas. I'm here to do what I was born to do.
We tapped Jon Jones, the greatest of all time!
I consider myself one of the nicest people. I'm a very generous person. But at the end of the day, it's a cold world. The strong survive, and I'm just grateful to be one of the strong ones.
The undisputed GOAT in UFC. Jon Jones has had so many great moments throughout his career that seemingly started so long ago. But the greatest in your mind, or the most memorable in your mind, is what?
That had to be the standing guillotine finish of Lyoto Machida, because it was just Jon's second title defense. So he's kind of a new champion at this point. Lyoto Machida was the consummate martial artist. For Jon to do this to him, and then watch right here, it's this vision you're about to see. It's the way he fell to the canvas.
Go get
that
some fans.
lives in my memory forever.
Always.
Yep.
That was definitely the top of my list as well.
UFC 165, Jones versus Gustafsson 1. This was such a good fight, hence being in the Fight Wing Hall of Fame. It had a little bit of everything. High-level striking, Jones with those patented elbows and knees. And, yeah, Hall of Fame fight. That's why it's in the Fight Wing. This thing is so good. And he had to, he had to scrap. He had to battle in that one.
Yeah, man. I got one of my favorites is definitely Stephan Bonner versus Jon Jones, where Jon Jones shows his versatility, suplexes him up into a single leg, and then from a single leg, spin elbows, knocking him out. Tell me that's not versatility.
Yeah, that was clean.
Nasty.
Bonner's forehead off the canvas.
Oh, bounce it, bounce
basketball.
It's like the weaponization of creativity.
Oh, yeah. Like, who thinks about that mid-fight?
How about this one? All right, so fighting Ovince St. Preux, picks him up, big slam, completely blanks Ovince St. Preux, and people forget what he did at the end. Sitting octagon side. Hi, you're number one. You're number one, DC.
Yep.
How you doing, DC? You're number one. Always the gentleman.
They were pretty respectful today.
They were good.
They were good today.
And speaking of
behavior.
DC, Jon Jones has been great inside the octagon, but it's his stuff outside the octagon that really stands out to me. And it was his interview that he had with DC where he's like, "You still there?
Yeah.
You still, I don't want to say
Still
the whole
there
thing.
what?
I don't want to say the whole
Still
thing.
there what?
I can say this?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to look at We're going to see it. We're going to see it.
Oh, we're going to see it? Oh, well, let's do it. Let's watch it.
There we go.
Hey, you still there?
I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here. You are just the fakest person. I actually admire that you can actually be this fake, and like when the TV comes on, how you can just change. It's like you're a chameleon.
Hey, listen,
It's
I'm
awesome.
I'm a professional.
It is unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
The fact that you're a hasn't changed.
It's
but I am a
unbelievable. It's unbelievable how fake you can really be. Like, you are just such a my God. It is amazing. It is amazing. But you know what? Hats off to you. You got a great PR person. Because they do a great job with training you, because you are just terrible. You're the scum of the earth. You are a terrible human being, but you can sure turn it on, huh?
Thank you.
God, you suck.
He's like
We couldn't hear the tail end of that because we were punched up in the truck, but that was the moment when I believed that he told DC he was going to kill him, and DC said, "You think I'm just going to let you kill me? Sit here and let you kill me? Like, what's wrong with you?" But it is amazing to see that moment and then see the moment we had with them on TV when they're completely civil. It's also really interesting when you see Jon Jones getting upset because Stipe calls him a bitch, and then you see him talking to DC.
Oh,
like,
my gosh.
Here's the thing I wanted to know, and I wanted to ask DC. I was hoping he'd be here, but when he's like, "You still there, pussy?" And DC's like, "Yeah, I'm here." Like, why did you answer this? Why did you answer, DC? Why?
Also, we should have done a side-by-side of DC's new teeth versus his old teeth in that picture, because his pearly whites have improved.
He's got like that ESPN health insurance now for
Yes.
dental,
Yeah.
so he's got that teeth.
You know who it reminds me of is Will Compton from the Bussin' with the Boys podcast.
Yeah.
Oh,
because
yeah.
He got his teeth fixed by a buddy of mine who fixed them, and the side-by-side is pretty amazing.
Tom Aspinall's choppers were looking pretty good, too, today.
Looking good.
It's all like veneers.
Anthony
It's a
Smith
whole
has
new
some
thing,
nice
Wonder Boy.
teeth.
I mean, your teeth actually look great.
Thank you.
You do not need them, but
No.
everybody seems to be getting them right now.
Especially people in the fight game, because some of them are missing quite a
If
few
you're
of them.
missing one,
Charles Oliveira's got a great smile these days, too.
Yeah.
Now these guys are just doing it because they're fighters.
Charles Oliveira has some great chompers these days.
beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
pictures. Yep.
All
All
right.
behind.
We talked our favorite Jon Jones moment. How about our top 5 GOAT list? Dana's obviously been very adamant that Jon Jones is the GOAT, and I think most people agree with him on that one. But what about your top 5, Wonder Boy?
Top 5 coming at you. Number 5, I have Khabib. Definitely I got something in my lap.
There you go.
I felt
good.
alone up here. All right, let's see. Number 5, we got Khabib. Obviously, very well-rounded fighter.
Hold on, stop. Now, you can also look at it on the screen because your brother-in-law, I know you and, I mean, it is brother-in-law, it's close. It's something like that.
Close.
But that's what Weidman always does. I want you to be better than Weidman on this show. Desperately want you to be better. So you could just peek at the
So
screen,
Dean has
too.
two
I'll look
guys
at
that
the
can take his
screen.
job.
Yeah, because
I'll hold this in my lap.
There you go. There you go.
And I'll look at the screen.
There you
Okay, number 5, we got Khabib.
Go with the light.
Right here?
Yeah.
Just look at the camera?
Well, you can
We
just
have
kind of
Khabib.
glance down. You're fine.
Okay.
Now you're
All
in his head.
Number 5. I know, now I'm thinking too hard. I've got Khabib.
Never been Weidman's problem.
Number 4, Demetrius Johnson, right? Mm-hmm. Number 5, Jon Jones. I think he is a GOAT, not the GOAT in my eyes.
Okay.
Number 2 is Anderson Silva. I mean, obviously. And then my inspiration to switch from kickboxing to mixed martial arts, GSP.
That's a good list.
Thank you.
That is a good list.
Very good list.
I have a similar-ish list, but a little bit different order. I'm sorry, guys, but Jon Jones, 15 title fight wins. It would be 16 if not for the no contest, okay? That, I do believe, will never be replicated. I'm just going to go on record and say that. Demetrius Johnson, 11 consecutive title defenses. He doesn't get brought up in this conversation enough. The technique, Dean and I had this conversation the other day. 1A, 1B between Jon and Demetrius. Anderson Silva, 11 title fight wins, 10 consecutive title defenses. GSP, 13 title fight wins, I believe it was. And then Amanda Nunes, guys, we cannot leave Amanda Nunes off this list. 11 title fight wins, 2 division champion. There's not a lot of those. Beat the best female of all time in Chris Cyborg, or the second best, however you want to say it. That's my list. That's my GOAT list.
All right, I think you stole my list, actually. Yeah, kind of. So I'm going number 5. I got Amanda Nunes. her resume speaks for itself.
Overcoming bad coaching too.
Yeah, especially with the bad coaching that she had and still been able to win. Yeah,
very impressive. Very impressive.
And then I got Anderson Silva, again, another resume speaking for itself. George St. Pierre coming in at 3. And then, like you said, 1A, 1B, Jon Jones, Demetrius Johnson. But I put Jon Jones at number 2 because Demetrius Johnson, he may not have the accolades in terms of the resume, but I think his skill set is what does it for me. There's no one who has a skill set better than Demetrius Johnson. So to me, Demetrius is the GOAT.
Yeah. Well, I hold him back because he didn't have the opponents when the skill set's there.
True.
All right. Before we move on, I need to ask you about Weidman, about how this camp has been. One of my favorite things leading up to these big pay-per-views is to see you guys on embeddeds and countdowns and your everyday life, and you're running the jiu-jitsu and the karate school and driving the bus, and Weidman has that big freaking blower on his back.
So
and
wholesome.
I don't believe. By the way, the lawnmower that Chris Weidman was using to mow his there's no way that's a real mower.
Oh, it's a real thing.
It's like an electric mower.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's powered by gas.
No,
it's a big yard.
I mean, everything's going electric nowadays. I mean, you got to know this. I mean,
you guys live in South Carolina, dude. They don't have electric cars in South Carolina.
They do, more than you would think.
That's impossible.
More than you would think. No, he's awesome. I mean, the first time I ever met Chris Weidman, I just got off the plane, went right into sparring, and he tried to kill me. Tried to kill me. It was the worst.
From New York.
I know it.
Yeah,
I know it.
Yeah.
And after that, because I didn't let him do it, we became good buds, and it's been it from there. But he's been great, man. I mean, obviously we both are considered veterans in the sport at our age, and I'm older than him, but he seems like he's older than me. I mean, just from the punishment, from the years of wrestling, the surgeries he's had. I mean, recently, the shin snappage going on. But other than that, he always finds a way to push through it and end up on top. And his camp has been great. Weight cut was awesome. And he's ready to go, man. He's ready to go out there and kick some behind this Saturday.
So it sounds like your first date with Chris Weidman went as well as his first date with his wife. Pretty similar.
Did you see that?
Scenario.
I was definitely not there.
He's the one who set it up.
No, but did you see him telling the story?
I set it up, actually.
Show?
I was the one that asked. I had asked DC to ask him. No, I did not.
Oh my God. It was
excited.
The worst and most graphic piece of television I've ever been
involved. Did he go into detail on this?
He painted a picture.
Did he talk about walking in front of his parents?
Yes.
And her parents, and then smelling it?
Yes.
Oh, I don't even
And then
wanna
blaming it on Marivi's dad? They thought he had farted?
The
sock,
the dribbles on the floor. Did he go into that much
all
detail? Chris.
It was awful.
I stayed up at night because I wasn't really sure if I did a good thing asking DC to ask him that or not. I literally asked permission.
It was a horrible thing.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad he went into detail.
Yeah,
I'm not.
I'm really wishing you hadn't done that, but it happened.
I mean, I feel like y'all should know. This is stuff that he tells me.
Yeah.
Y'all need to experience.
I felt like I respected Chris too much.
Yeah.
Now I respect him the right amount.
Yeah. Well, he picked a good one because she stayed with him.
Yeah, that is true.
That's crazy.
That is very true.
Good woman.
Speaking of picking, who are you picking for your next opponent? I know your last one didn't go exactly as you would have liked, but what's next for Wonder Boy?
Yeah, man. I had to do a breakdown of that fight like last week, and it wasn't good for my YouTube channel. My brother was like, "We need the views, bro. Come on, break down your fight."
Sweet clicks.
I'm like, no. And I go back and I watch this thing, and it's like, why did I do what I did? Why did I turn that direction? It's been eating me up. But it is what it is. You can't go back and change it. But I don't know, to be honest with you. This is the first time I've been in the top. Well, I think I'm ranked number 10 right now since, I think, 2015. So I don't know where to go from here. I know the guy that just beat Neil Magny, I know guys were people were like, hey, I think this would be a good fight. He's known to be a striker. There's some other guys in the division that are known to strike. But, I got to become a better MMA fighter, right? And I didn't mind the fact that, Joaquin Bucky took me down. There were some things during that fight that I was working on that worked, right? I got back up to my feet, but he was just a heavy hitter. And, when they hit you in the right spot, down you go. But it's up in the air right now. Hopefully February, March is a good time for me to step back out there, but not sure who.
Well, certainly looking forward to that, but not before we'd play a little seated volleyball, a little old-person volleyball. Okay, we're going to play with pool noodles. We're going to be in chairs. I believe we have a video of this as we move on over here.
Right, everybody.
All right.
All right.
Now, what are the teams?
All right, so I'm going to pick the team since I'm currently holding the belt.
This is the way to play volleyball right here.
All right. All right. So you can't get out of your chairs, right?
Swords.
Who's picking teams? We got team captains.
Because we rode horses,
Nikki?
now we got swords. Grab a
Okay.
sword. Ninja or traditional, doesn't matter.
All right.
Either or.
I'll take Wonder Boy and Dean.
Let's go.
All right, ninja. Probably samurai, I'm assuming, for the karate master.
I see
there we
how
go.
it is.
All right.
I'm just
Oh.
nervous about the picking of
I say,
All right. We got
All
to
right,
see.
ladies, I guess
You guys are here.
men versus women.
Dino, yeah, it's girls
apparently.
versus boys, just like we like.
Dan's
Dean, you're
deal.
right here.
Did you
I
get
got
a
right
sword?
side?
Go get a sword.
shirts and skins?
Gina needs a sword. Shirts and skins. Great.
Okay.
Y'all going down.
Where's our blue?
Although we could probably.
This seems like it would be harder.
What are we playing to?
Yeah, Mackenzie's crossed her leg. I'm gonna sit like a man.
Okay. I'm glad I wore sneakers instead of heels today.
All right, we're gonna volley for serve. All right, so this is like ping pong where you just
You
volley
can
for serve.
only touch it with the sword, and you can't get up.
Yeah.
You can't stand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definition of getting up.
Okay.
Checking
Yeah,
my
you
distance.
can't
Like your
stay in the
butt
seat.
can't leave the seat.
Your feet have to stay planted, butt has to be in the seat. So this is a volley for serve. Okay, our serve.
Oh, wow.
That's it. So-
Point.
All right, this is gonna be a quick game.
All right, so
Okay.
Hey,
Okay,
guys.
you know what, RJ? You gotta
Just
tap
feed
it.
it to Senko.
Right.
Yeah, right to Sango.
The guy should play
You know what?
left-handed.
Just
All right, you ready?
Ooh.
F right off.
All right.
Smash it.
1-0.
I didn't know that was going so hard.
No,
My
keep
bad.
it good. Keep it good. Keep it good.
Okay.
Sorry.
I got it.
Here.
You do that again, I swear to God.
setup.
Mackenzie got this.
Oh!
Sorry, Gina.
Oh no! She came up.
I got up. My bad.
All right, 2-0.
I literally, I was like, why doesn't anyone
Right
do
here.
me? Get up.
Serving, you ready?
Yes.
Hup.
Oh boy.
Just Sanko.
You got it.
Good job.
Oh.
She's trying to do something.
Oh,
She's trying to hit it past this. She's trying to hit it past this. Dink it.
You can't
Dean
feather
is
dust it. You gotta
gentlemanly.
pound
Dink
it. Like that.
Out of the seat. Out of the seat.
All right. I
2-0.
stood up. My bad.
Laura,
I was
I'm
so
glad
excited.
that you're
Bring it.
keeping
I'll
score.
let Gina
All right, they're
serve.
serving. They're serving.
I don't feel great about my skill set right now.
You're carrying the
Bring it.
team.
She's calling you out.
I see it.
I took one to the face, Mackenzie.
0 serving 2.
Oh no.
So dainty.
Sorry.
You're
I'm
good.
being a
No,
little bit of a
take it,
ball
take
hog
it.
here.
Double. Double hit. Double hit.
That was a double
Point,
hit
girl.
from Dan.
Double hit on
2-1.
Dan. Okay. all right.
Girls, women are up
Dan is
1, serving
literally
2.
sinking
Double hit
his own
rules.
ship right now.
They-
This is very
Gina
serious
hit it twice
volleyball.
and you guys stopped her.
Rotating serve.
Okay, all right.
We
So
did?
1 serving 2.
right,
I'm,
who's up?
I'm
I think
very
Gina's
glad for the
serving
many
again.
years of
Whoever.
Doesn't matter. Whoever wants to
Fire
serve. 1 serving 2.
1 serving 2.
All right, she is looking at
Looking
Dean.
at you.
Oh no.
What was that?
Oh no.
That was a double hit.
I got it. You got it. You got it. Oh no.
Oh no!
You got
Fall,
this,
fall,
sir.
fall.
Stay in that chair. Stay in that chair.
You can hit it,
You
Dan.
hit the net.
That was 3.
No, that was 3.
That was 3 hits.
Oh, okay, 2-2.
Serving 2.
All right. What? 2-2.
Come back, man.
All right, this is ridiculous. Can't let a bunch of horse people kill us.
I thought you were going to say something else.
Horse people.
Oh, let's go.
Men serve. We'll play to 4. We're officially playing to 4.
Okay.
I thought something was coming too.
I can't let a bunch of horse.
He said,
2 serving 2.
that was dangerous.
Hey, I know what I'm doing. Been around for a minute.
We're playing to 4.
Little dink. Get it, smash.
Oh, good
That's you.
That's it.
3.
That came out of the
She
chair.
goes down.
3 serving 2. Game point.
Okay.
Let's go. Game point.
Game point.
Game
huh?
point.
Oh, yeah.
Go, Dino. Oh, what?
That's
That's out.
That's out.
You
That
can't.
does not count. Women
not
serve.
count.
Women serve.
2 serving 3.
Serve. This is too much
I'm not
pressure.
good with my sword.
You got this.
It's what? It's
I've heard
2
that.
serving 4.
You need 2 hands.
3.
Yeah.
2-3.
A little to a little bit more.
Game faces. Game faces.
Oh, shoot.
Oh no!
Nice recovery.
Oh wait, that's out. That's out of bounds. That's out of bounds.
Point. 3-3. Match point.
All right, here we go.
Man.
This I missed
Come on,
my
Wonder Boy,
calling.
you gotta carry
I got you. I got you.
Nice.
Let's go!
2
Oh, double hit by Laura.
I have
Men serve, 3-3.
No,
Match
no
point.
one, right?
Let's do it. Match point.
No pressure.
We ready? We ready? We
No
ready?
pressure. But remember the bagels I brought you, okay?
It's out. It's way out.
Way out.
Okay, women serve.
I hit a curve. I hit a curve.
3-3, match point.
Got to serve to score. Let's go.
Dan, you sexist pig. You lost.
Battle of the sexes.
They came back.
Loser.
The flip did.
Suck it.
God, I wanted to slam that right in all
Good
your
sportsmanship.
forehead.
Let's gently touch our tips.
Good game. Good game.
Touch our tip.
You guys can do that. We don't.
You want a sword fight?
Yeah, we lost to a bunch of horse girls.
Oh.
Great.
Better on the enunciation this
Wonder
time.
Boy,
Yo,
thank you.
Thank you.
Where's
Thank you.
Yeah, where's
Nikki,
the,
Gina,
Where's the belt?
Mackenzie, killing it. RJ's
Y'all get the
always
belt?
on the show. We thank him as well.
need to
Yeah,
share
who gets the belt? There
Dag
it is.
nabbit.
Here, could you hold this so we could hold the belt? Thank you.
Yeah, we got you.
As a team, thank you.
Senko, hold my sword.
Everybody get some belt for you.
You guys need more swords.
We're good.
We go like this.
Should
we lift it up? You could probably wrap it around all of us.
Oh, there is New York City back in Madison Square Garden.
Okay, we'll come back to it.
Oh, what a show. Always fun at MSU. You guys really... That was good?
Oh
my God.
Were y'all on the mat or were y'all on the hard floor? Oh, up there.
Look at those shoes, Dino. Look at those shoes.
Yeah.
Daniel actually did pretty good at that. Honestly.
He almost beat you.
Senko was
He
so
almost
serious.
did beat me. I know.
Dean, that was the worst bagel combination in the history of bagels.
Cinnamon and fish.
It was offensive.
Disgusting.
It was offensive.
Cinnamon raisin and uncooked fish.
Oh, that was great. How did we lose that? Here are the champions.
It looks beautiful. It could fit around all of us at the same time. All right, I will represent at the next show. And we're going to keep this belt, ladies.
They deserve it. I'm very upset. But they deserve it. They earned it. And UFC 309 coming up on Saturday. Order the pay-per-view now. It is going to be fantastic. Maybe Wonder Boy steals Weidman's job. How about that?
Hey, let's go.